Okay, check now if we're working.
Oh my gosh, you have to come look at this. Oh, we're back up to 3.
Yay!
Come here, you have to come look at this.
It's still not showing the video though?
No. Wait. Okay.
Oh!
Hold on.
Oh no.
Oh, that sounded bad.
No, wait for it.
Hey, we're live!
Oh, we lost a person again.
Alright, it's okay.
Wait, I don't hear any sound.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, that's way delayed.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be. So turn down the volume on that.
Yeah, because you just walked across there.
Black and Peyton song message. Peyton song.
Welcome to the Poulter Family D&D session. I'm your host, Red, the Dungeon Master.
Peyton
Then we
song.
have my favorite person ever, of all time, sitting on the couch across from me. The ultimate, the awesome,
Stop it.
my wife, playing Althea, the high elf. Also sitting next to me on the other couch is my other best friend, Kyle. He's also playing a character named Z, not to be confused with the actual Z, who will be coming in at some point later this evening. Once again, welcome to the Poulter Family D&D session for today, session number 2, where we attempt the beginning of D&D for us. Enough of that.
That's awesome.
Okay, so for those of you,
Everybody else.
well, they're not here yet. I mean, I introduce them when they get here. So yeah, I just needed to get that out of the way because I think it's recording at the same time on
Oh,
YouTube.
okay, nice.
So I'll be able to re-upload it to AFK
Yeah, that's
afterwards.
awesome.
I think. Not 100% sure.
Yeah. I think
Most
so.
likely it's not, in which case it's like, oh well, it's gone. But then at least I have
No,
somewhat of
does
it, you know.
record, it does record. At
something.
least when I did it records.
Right, exactly. So, well, cool then. Now that we got them here, we just need to get Pepe.
So I'm on my phone account, which is just a random one. So I'm just
Okay.
using one.
Nope, no worries.
So that's me.
Not a problem. So, for those of you who don't know, we pick up our intrepid story. This is just for the sake of this thing until we discuss things. We what's the word I'm looking for? Continue, yeah. We continue our story with our intrepid heroes stuck in the middle of chaos. You see, 2 of our intrepid heroes, being Shane and Z, are locked in combat with very, very bad odds. And no, the odds are not in their favor.
Oh my gosh. You sound like a game show host.
That's what I am. I am the DM. However, we will not be paying attention to those 2 heroes who have failed miserably in whatever they're attempting to do. And we move on with our favorite of heroes, Althea. I don't remember what her last name is.
And her 3.
But Althea, being the smartest and the most intelligent of the group, decided that, screw you guys, I'm going to save the guy and get out of Dodge. So she saved Sildar Hallwinter, who was the guy that had been captured. And I mean, for those of you who are behind in the story, because let's face it, you didn't hear the first episode because we didn't stream it.
Or record
That's
it.
fine. Not a big deal. The quick rundown is our intrepid heroes, actually the one intrepid hero, maybe 2, including Kyle, they were hired by someone named Gundren Rockseeker, a dwarf who is looking for some mysterious thing that we don't really know about yet. Or at least the characters don't know about yet. Anyways. And
He likes this way too.
while they were escorting the caravan of supplies, they got ambushed
We did.
by a bunch of goblins. That actually went fairly well as far as things are
Right.
concerned. What?
Right.
No, goblins.
Wait, who?
No.
Oh, no, this is the first
yeah,
session.
the first, sorry.
Yeah, first
sorry.
session, you guys got waylaid by goblins.
Actually,
we
isn't
did.
this session 3?
No, this is technically session 2, because his session... Oh, no, you're right, this is technically
Yeah,
session
which I
3.
Because, well, actually, it's
I
kind
forgot we
of
had
session
session
4.
two.
Because
Because
session 2,
we all did
he wasn't
session
here.
1. Session 2, he wasn't here. And session 3, Shane, Z, and I weren't here because you kind of did a
Right, well, I
session
kind
2
of
part
gave
B.
them a
Yeah,
session
we did
2.
part B.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, a little bit confusing, but either way, the fact of the matter remains that our intrepid heroes were ambushed on the trail on their way to a small town called Phandalin, where they got attacked by goblins. That engagement went relatively well, quickly dispatching all of the goblins with ease, when one of our not-so-intrepid heroes decided that he would take the initiative and charge down a trail, blindly sprinting towards the enemy's base, thus leaving the rest of our intrepid heroes on the trail, not really sure what to do. Therefore, they ultimately decided that it would be a good idea to split their forces, have 2 of them continue on down the trail towards Phandalin to deliver the goods that were in the cart, while the other one of them, because albeit there were only 4 at this point, decided to follow our Hubertus dwarf.
Did you see what Shane just wrote?
No, I didn't.
He said, I am Hubertus. Fear
Yeah.
me.
Fear me!
And then I wrote, oh!
Ah, yeah. Well, you see, things didn't turn out very well for Hubertus. As he's charging down this trail, he runs smack into a snare trap and ends up hanging upside down about 30 feet above the ground. About 10-15 minutes later, shoot, what's these characters' name again? Fang, something Fang? Bloodfang? Bloodfang. Bloodfang comes upon him, crosses his arms, and says some witty remark that our illustrious dwarf takes incredibly the wrong way. And such that he throws one of his javelins at the feet of our friendly Bloodfang, kind of stirring the waters. At this time, our Bloodfang is like, you know what, I'm just going to cut him down, just be done with it. So he cuts him free, ends up taking some damage because of the fall, because he's only 30 feet in the air. And instead of teaming up and then progressing down the trail, once again, our favorite dwarf Hubertus decides to, yet again, to go sprinting up the trail. Only 10 minutes later to find a pit trap to fall into. What? Lol. Hold my beer, I got this. Yeah, I wish. He found a pit trap that he fell right into because he was sprinting and wasn't paying attention, thus taking more damage. But see, this time, Bloodfang decided, I'm not going to follow him. If he really doesn't want me to follow him, I'm not going to do that. So Bloodfang takes off the other way towards our other heroes on the trail back to Phandalin. Well, now Hubertus being stuck in a pit trap and wanting to get out, but being too lazy to actually crawl hand over hand to get out of it, he decides to mold earth and create the 2 or 3 steps necessary to get out.
Mold earth?
Thus, creating the stairs to get out and continuing on his way. But now, you'd think that our favorite hero now would be smart enough to turn back around. But nay, he continued on, albeit slower. He still continued on, eventually making it to the entrance to the Cragmaw hideout, where the events of today will be picking up. But things didn't go very well for him, because now he's low on health, low on abilities, it's getting late in the day, and he needs to rest. So as he makes camp, he's attacked by an owlbear. For those of you who are familiar with what an owlbear is, it's basically a bear with the head of an owl, the size of a bear. Needless to say, that engagement didn't go so well for Hubertus, and he ended up falling unconscious. We pick back up with the rest of our heroes, who have now officially made it into the town of Phandalin, who nothing exciting necessarily happens other than the fact that they talk to a few people, get some information, and ultimately go to sleep for the day. The next day, however, our story continues with Bloodfang and Althea going back to the ambush site. The next day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never mind.
Going back to the ambush site to then progress up to try to find the Kragma hideout as well.
Yeah, I got.
What did he say?
Shane's like, seriously? Only 2 or 3 steps?
Only 2 or 3 steps? Yeah, it really wasn't that deep, Shane. It was 10 feet deep. It's not that big though.
You can
Yeah, I
take
can't
this.
get it on my phone.
I
Oh,
know.
you can use my phone.
You
I'm
can.
fine, I swear, guys. See 2 or 3 steps. More like, yeah, you know,
You can
it's
keep
fine.
it so you can comment.
Oh, awesome, thank you.
Because I have it on my phone too.
Oh,
Right now.
perfect. Okay. So as they're making their way back up the trail, they see the tripped snare, decide to grab the remaining of the rope and go with them, take it with them.
Reset it.
Oh, no, you're right. You reset the pit trap. You took the snare with you.
No, we reset the snare too later.
You're right.
After
Thank you
the
for reminding me. So, yes, so they reset the snare trap, and then, they took the rope with them, and then when they came upon the pit trap, reset the pit trap, and also reset the snare trap there,
in a different place.
in a different location, but basically the same area. Then getting them to the entrance of the Kragma hideout, where Hubertus, is nowhere to be found. They progress into the hideout, and in the first room, they come across 3 terrifying, crazy, stupid, crazy, awesome wolves that are just ready to tear the arms off of anything that come in there. So naturally, they do the smartest thing and try to befriend them. Guess who rolled a natural 20? Yes! You are absolutely right. On the animal handling check, our wonderful Althea, with a +4 to animal handling, rolled a natural 20. Meaning that she not only befriended all 3 of them, but she decided that she wanted to keep all 3 of them. So naturally, no, we can't let her have all 3 of these wolves. That would just be a bad idea. Let's roll another animal handling check, but at a harder difficulty, because let's face it, actually having them be our friends is considerably harder. She rolled a 19.
Oh my god.
Therefore, she now has 3 pet wolves at her disposal. Although, technically not yet, because she has to continue training them and feeding them and befriend them entirely. But they are still there. They continue on through. Oh, and by the way, Shane was curled up in a ball crying in the corner, or Hubertus, and they were able to recover him in that same area where they got the wolves. They continue on to try to go through the rest of the hideout. They find Clark, a bugbear, the big chief in charge of all of these goblins in this goblin hideout. So, what do you think they do? The smart decision would be like, you know what? Let's just kill him, be done with it, clear this whole thing out, and everything will be fine. But no, not to be beaten. Shane, or Hubertus, in all of his infinite wisdom decides it would be a good idea to walk up to the fire pit. That not just 2 goblins are standing next to you, mind you, 2 goblins, a bugbear, and a wolf are standing right by the fire. And he walks up like it's no problem at all. I'm supposed to be here, guys. It's not a problem.
You didn't mention that we found him almost dead in the pit with the wolves.
Well, I did. I said he was curled up in a corner crying.
Oh, I didn't know.
I was unconscious.
He was unconscious. Okay, fine. Yes, he was unconscious. And so he walks up like it's no big deal. Okay, Hubertus, do a deception check. Let's see if you can get away with this. He rolled something like an 18.
I just have them put it
Well,
like
fine.
not
That one
cut
succeeds
because
too.
They weren't cut to the right size.
Therefore, he is now just
So I didn't
walking
know
next
what
to
you
this fire, as though nothing is there.
No.
And then, Bloodfang
Going
comes up
from
next.
the rigid
and decides to do the same exact thing. And forgive the background noise. It'll be only a moment.
Okay, yeah, they're up there.
So 2 seconds. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Ow. Yeah, no, I'm pacing back and forth, so I'm kicking this thing. Okay. So not only does Bludgeon go back up there, and instead of stealthing to stay in the shadows, he also walks up to the fire. And also passes the deception check. Making them believe that he's supposed to be there.
Did you see Shane?
Yeah, I was unconscious, yeah.
I mean, before that, he's like, shut
Shut up. Yes, making not all the goblins and bugbear think that he is supposed to be there because he has inside information about an incoming attack. And they need to move all of the supplies that are in there out of there as quickly as possible before this attack, so they don't lose all of this loot. Naturally, he passes that deception check as well. At this point, I'm thinking, seriously, guys? Seriously? What am I going to do with you? But then, Bloodfang decides, you know what? I'm not just going to be the one to carry all of this stuff out. I'm going to attempt to persuade them that they need to take all of this stuff out. Which, mind you, wasn't actually a bad idea. So kudos to Z on that one. Or not the character Z, the Bloodfang, for coming up with that one. So he successfully persuades the two goblins to start grabbing containers and drag them out to the front of the Dragma hideout. Naturally, this whole time, Shane is trying to make conversation. Or, I'm sorry, Shane's character, Hubertus. And Althea has now climbed up stealthily, or intelligently, hiding behind a stalagmite, whatever thingy. Waiting to see what the heck is going to happen. Naturally, it doesn't go very well. Because a few moments later, those two goblins that had been carrying one of the cases came back with 3 more. Naturally, to carry more of the containers, of course, because they all passed their persuasion checks. So they grabbed more. Now, mind you, in my head, as the DM, I'm thinking, okay, they know that there's at least 20 goblins in this hideout. You had 2 here, now there's 5. What do you think might happen next after these 5 have taken more and come back? You'd be absolutely right. They came back with 6 more.
Oh my god.
Now you have 6 goblins plus 5. That's 11 goblins and the goblin lieutenant asking what the heck is going on. Why are we taking all these supplies out of our hideout right now? To which you'd think at that point, well, maybe we should start backing off and, we didn't really mean anything. But no, they stuck to their story. And they decided, oh yeah, no, the people, who were those people in Fanlin that were attacking? Yeah, the Red Brands. Yeah, those people. Yeah, they were the ones that are coming to attack. Now, Clark was deceived by this because Clark, admittedly, is an idiot and should not be in charge of anything, let alone, a hideout. Lieutenant, however, is a lot more smart. And he knew, no, we're in league with those people. They're allies. Why would they attack? Thus, swords were drawn with 11 goblins, technically 12, including the lieutenant, the bugbear, and a wolf, surrounding 2 players. Because let's face it, Althea at this point's like, I'm not going to jump in there. They're on their own. Now, also admitting this, Althea, that she's not going to jump in a fight, she gets a brilliant idea. I'm going to run back the way that we came, through a little secret chimney that comes up to this area, and I'm going to shout in the main corridor of this place, the Red Brands are coming! Naturally, she makes it there, rolls another 17, so sure, you shout, and they basically hear you. So now, all of these goblins and the bugbear and the wolf, they are sprinting full speed back down to the front of the hideout to hopefully encounter a Red Brand threat that's attacking their village. This would have been a perfect time to pack your stuff and sneak off into the night. But wait! Our heroes, Bloodfang and Hubertus, they don't know or think that. They go chasing the goblins down, saying, "No, wait! We have a better idea!" Do you guys really think that that check would have succeeded? No, they failed. But then you'd think, okay, you've just failed basically 2 checks in a row. It's time to pack up and split, because these goblins, they're not stopping, they're not listening. But no, they continue chasing them, saying, no, really guys, just listen to us. We got this. All the way to the entrance of the Cragmaw hideout, where now all of the goblins are all staging to try to counter this incoming supposed Red Brand threat.
You have like 20 now, right?
Yeah, at this point, all 20 of them
Yeah.
are now in front of them. 20 goblins surrounding 2 players. Their odds just got worse. At this point, Althea, being the most intelligent and wisest of the group, decides, hey, can I just go through the rest of the thing now that everyone's cleared out, the rest of the hideout, and just clear it out, see what's there? Yeah, that's a really smart idea. Why don't you do that while everyone is distracted by what's going on in the front? Hey, Peyton made it. Yes, we can hear you. I apologize with the microphone if there's any feedback on the stream.
Luckily there is not. Art's connecting right now. Do you have Discord on your phone?
We're trying to connect his
he's-
uncle right now for those of you who are viewing. Also, Peyton, we are actually streaming live, so
What's his name?
you're Mr.
Okay,
Anderson,
cool.
aren't you?
Hey,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
hey, what's his
Oh, Peyton, what's your uncle's name?
Art.
Art. Oh, it's Art. Okay, awesome. So Shane, Art is here. So say hi.
Shane.
There's a delay.
Shane is.
Oh, Shane is
on-
watching the YouTube
yeah.
channel
Yeah.
because we're streaming right now.
Got you.
Okay.
It was like a good 20, 15-second delay, so.
Yeah, no worries. Okay.
Hi,
so,
Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
What's up, buddy?
Did you see Shane's message? He said it was Z.
See, not me. I know, right? Well, technically, in
was both
Shane's
of them.
defense, Shane was just simply following just to make sure. But Z ultimately was the one who was
Okay.
trying to convince everyone.
Keep going with your story while they're.
Yeah, so while you're connecting, Peyton, I'm going to catch everybody back up to where we are.
And then
So now, you have 20 goblins who are staging and getting ready for an incoming Red Brand attack. Z is trying to get them to say, no, we need to go somewhere else and attack them before they attack us. When they're already attacking, supposedly. And Shane's character is like, I don't know what's going on, I'm just here. And it's okay, it's Shane, we're allowed to.
I don't know.
And so, naturally, when Z attempts to get their attention this time, that's when it turns bad. The lieutenant,
Your YouTube
Yemix.
just did something.
no! Did it click to another video?
Well, it added Peyton.
Yes, I
Yeah.
want it to add Peyton's face.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I might try to make it so that Peyton's face is actually smaller. Let me see if I can do this. There we go. So now it's bigger for the board, smaller for Peyton. Okay.
Not on our screen.
It just gives there's a huge delay.
Okay. Go
So
ahead.
naturally, he fails at trying to persuade them again of anything else. And naturally, Yemix, who is the lieutenant, by the way, if I hadn't mentioned that already, Yemix is the lieutenant, is like, I've had enough of your crap. Pulls a sword and attacks Bloodfang, and that, unfortunately, is where we ended, technically, the last session. However, there's a caveat to that.
Part B.
Because while all of this is happening, Kyle's character, named Z, wakes up in town realizing that he has once again slept through when he was supposed to be somewhere else. Don't worry, this is natural. He wakes up, realizes he slept through, and is like, well, I might as well go to the Lion Shield Coster and see if I can check up on something that I was trying to get them to do. For he is looking for some form of ancient weapon or whatever, because he would like to get something of that sort. As he's on his way there, he meets our favorite halfling. I forget your name, Peyton.
Gone.
Aragon.
Aragon, yeah.
Argon, there you go, Argon. Or Aragon. He meets Aragon, our little halfling, driving a cart pulled by 2 hogs. You heard that right. A cart being pulled by 2 hogs, like pigs, but bigger with tusks. And just to top all things off, slung across his shoulder, bigger than he is a blunderbuss. You can see the horn of the blunderbuss extending past his head. Basically wider than he is.
Oh my god.
He's just trundling up to the Lion Shield Coster in his little cart.
He's a tiny dude.
So, Z enters the Lion Shield Coster and communicates with the proprietor there. And Aragon also goes in and interacts as well, for it appears that Aragon had run out of ammunition. Thus, concluding purchasing ammunition, and together they decide, you know what? I'm headed this way, you're heading this way too. Hey, let's team up together and head this way together. Therefore, they head on their way out of town to try to team up, or team back up, with the rest of our heroes on the Tri-War Trail at the ambush site. However, as the two are trying to leave town, they come across a group of 4 Red Brand ruffians. 4 humans who are looking for trouble. The fight is not too swift, but very acrobatic, as a lot of things happen very quickly that the 2 of them together were able to defeat all 4 of these Red Brands swiftly. 3 of the Red Brands, and somehow or another knocked out one of the Red Brands by throwing a rope at him. He threw the rope so well, it knocked him unconscious. Yes, that was Aragon throwing a rope so well.
Hey, don't forget the little back foot.
Oh, yeah, there were other things. I'll let them explain those
He
things.
probably just lipped it on.
Yeah, exactly. Thus, we continue our story with Aragon and Z with a unconscious Red Brand in the back of their cart. Oh, by the way, the Red Brand was standing in the back of the cart at the time, so he's in the cart already. Thus, we continue with the story from their perspective. Still early morning. Now it's your turn. So, Z and Aragon, what do you guys do now with an unconscious Red Brand?
Oh gosh. Alright, so I would definitely like to pretty much just pack everything up and find the team, because at this point I'm starting to definitely want to get back with the group. So I'm going to look at Aragon and basically ask his idea of what he would like to do.
Well, you got
Is there anything to do on there real time or just
no,
tied
you
up?
say okay. Sorry, he's asking the question. Well, as you start to gather your stuff together and load the cart, I mentioned that I forgot to introduce my friend, who is unconscious under a blanket in the back of the cart.
Oh my, you have a friend. I did not know that, little halfling. Well, this is great. Let's meet him.
Jordal Zylan.
Jordal. All right.
Jordal.
You mean to tell me you had somebody in that cart the whole time?
Yeah, he's not too good at waking up in the morning.
Oh my god. Well, that I can definitely relate with. Well, no matter. Let's see if we can splash some water on him. And thank goodness the axe didn't hit him, because the axe got stuck right in the middle of the cart.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I barely missed him.
Gosh, that would have been terrible.
Yeah, that would have been a little hard to explain.
Yeah. That's for sure. Well, let's see if we can splash some water on him and wake him up. Do we have to do a check or anything for that?
No, don't worry about it. So there's easily some water right there. There's probably a trough for some animals. You grab some, you splash him onto, what's his name again?
Jordal. Jordal.
Just call him Jay.
Jordal. Okay, so you splash some water on Jordal. Jordal sputters awake, and Jordal, you have the advantage, or you have the initiative on opening words.
Who threw cold piss on me so early in the morning?
It was the little guy. He said that.
Oh,
he
I
wanted
guess
a
you
bath.
didn't have far to piss down on me.
Well, anyway, my name is Z. It's very nice to meet you, sir. Jordal, is it?
Yes, you can call me Jay. So what goes on here?
Jay, very nice to meet you. Well, this is Aragon, as you know, and I did not know you were in this wagon this whole time. It's
Salutations,
back
good
there.
sir. Salutations.
Salutations as well. Well, we are heading to our group to try and catch up. You are more than welcome to come along as well. I met your friend Aragon here back at the town, and we have become very good friends, actually. A battle will definitely do that.
Sure, I'm on for a trek with my good friends.
Awesome. Well, then it is settled. Let us find our friend and group and try and catch up to them. We still have a prisoner. If you wouldn't mind watching him and make sure that he doesn't get up to too much trouble back there, then we should try and continue on.
All right. So you guys pack up into the cart. You make your way back down the Tribor Trail, or up the Tribor Trail, and takes you about 3 or 4 hours to get to where the ambush site was. So
During that time, I'd like to tend to the wound on the captured neck.
tend to the wound to who? Say that one more time.
The red brand.
Oh,
He nicked his neck
correct.
during the battle. That's what out.
Yeah, he did hit himself on that fight, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I'll allow it. So he gains 1 health point back. He's not going to die anytime soon.
Perfect.
So you guys get back to
Cool.
the ambush site,
Do you want me
and
to keep note of his health?
the red brand? No, don't worry about the red brand. Okay, so you've
I've got my feet on his chest.
Yeah,
Perfect.
there you go. Perfect. He's still unconscious, by the way. So
Cool.
about 4 hours down the trail road, you get up to about where the Tribor Trail, or I'm sorry, where the Tribor Trail and the ambush site meet. Once again, you see the 2 dead horses and the goblin remains. And at this point, I guess I'm gonna need one of you guys on the cart to roll a perception check. So pick which one of you wants to roll one.
Peyton can roll it. I'm in the other room.
Yeah. All right. Perception. That is just a D20, right? Just
Yes, D20
You're right.
with perception.
I rolled a 12.
Okay.
And then plus your perception skill. There should be a
Oh, I
modifier.
should have rolled.
Which is where? I'm sorry.
It should be under perception or skills.
Skill.
Right here, dude.
Yep. Getting there. Perception plus 4, so total 16.
16. Okay.
Nice.
So, and then let me check something over here real quick. Because it's me.
Do you need me?
Yep. Okay, no,
You're
they don't
working?
see anything yet.
No. Okay. I'm just grabbing something to eat real quick.
Okay. So, you don't see anything out of the ordinary at this point for a direct passive, or not passive, just a regular perception check. So, what would you guys like to do at this point?
So we've come to the trail, right?
Yeah, you come to the ambush site.
The ambush site. Okay.
Right, and you don't notice anything.
Okay.
And so, discuss what you guys would like to do from this point.
Well, they were here last time I saw them. Let's see. I know that they wanted to battle goblins, so maybe we could check for the goblin camp and see if we can find the hideout. I know it's around here because we got ambushed here. Or we could always try and interrogate the prisoner and see if we can find anything out while we wait and try and hunt them down.
I also have +3 to investigation.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I'd say that you give it a go first try then.
Okay.
So you rolled.
Which one do you want me to roll?
For interrogation, D20.
I think
I'm gonna try and
it's
make him
D20
in-
for that. But do you want intimidation or interrogation? I don't remember which one is a skill and which one isn't.
I have investigation and +2 to intimidation.
There's intimidation. I don't see your
Yeah, so-
intimidation.
Right. So you'd have to roll an intimidation check, but you have to ask your question first. So ask what you want
Yeah,
from
that's
that.
the
Well,
So I'm going to try and shake him awake, and I'm going to ask him. I don't know. I wasn't here for the story, so I don't know what went down.
Oh,
but-
sure. So basically, what happened, Jordal, is we got ambushed coming out of town. A couple of thugs up to no good, and definitely not smart in battle, if you will. Very easily defeated
Okay,
with
so-
some interesting.
So I'm going to ask him who put him up to the ambush. Who is his master?
Awesome.
who's his master?
Yes.
Okay. So. All right. So you shuffle him awake, and he's kind of like, oh my god, don't kill me, don't kill me. And then you guys say, who's your master? So now roll your intimidation check.
D20, correct?
Correct.
Got an 8.
You got an 8 plus 2, so a total of 10.
I'm not telling you anything, man. I can't. I'm not saying a thing.
Okay, so I'm going to. Can I slap him around and then ask him again?
Sure. Roll a d20 for an attack roll, technically.
Okay.
13.
13 plus
Your attack.
unarmed strike is. Oh no, yeah, unarmed strike is
It should
plus
be-
4.
Honor strike press 4. Okay. So perfect.
And
Cool.
then
So
what about
technically
my
your
overall
attack.
attack? Does that count too?
Yeah. No. Fortunately, your attack doesn't do any damage, but you still smack him.
So it's 17, and then there's the damage modifier too.
Okay. Well, I don't think you want to kill him
Unarmed
just yet.
strike.
Dang man, you slapped him really hard.
Slapped to the chest.
Just 1 second. I have to equip his weapons for him because it doesn't automatically do
Oh
it.
yeah, no worries.
It's okay. No worries.
I have to find that real quick because he's on the computer. I'm on my phone, so I have to find
No
it.
problem. Hey, while you do that,
Take
I'm gonna walk up to him and start chatting with him if that's all right with you guys.
So
Yeah,
he's,
cool.
he's just gotten smacked. So he's like, oh, jeez.
Hurts.
Spitting teeth.
Broke his nose.
Hurts, doesn't it?
Broke his teeth. Yeah.
Well, this will be nothing if you do not start to cooperate, because as we saw back there, you guys are not very battle ready. So I suggest to you, young lad, that you start to cooperate if you wish to live any longer.
Roll a persuasion check.
All right.
It's a d20.
18 plus.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
What do you want to know?
All right. Well, first of all, let's start with why you decided to attack us.
Well, I mean, you guys are strangers, and I mean, we kind of run the town, and we don't like strangers in the town.
Ah, so this is a power trip, is it?
Yeah, we run the town, you know. Like, you're in for it too.
Oh.
You're in for it.
Really?
Who do you
Okay.
serve?
So by running the town, who exactly runs that town, per se?
Persuasion check.
Dang it, I got a 6.
Hey, I'm not telling you. Oh, who runs the town? You said.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the town master. I mean, obviously the town master. I mean, that's who runs it, really. Sort of.
Well, see, that is the generic answer, but from what I have gathered, there is more behind the scenes than meets the eye. So I ask you again, good sir, before as I twirl my dagger in front of his face, before I make those teeth of yours start to feel better.
Do an intimidation check.
Okay.
Here.
I have +2 intimidation. 10.
Okay, fine. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Okay.
You don't have to-
Gosh. It's a wizard. Okay. We call him Glassstaff. Jeez, he's a wizard. Okay.
Glass staff. A wizard in town. I did not know that. Okay. Well, so this wizard, where did he? Actually, I don't know what I'm going to ask next about that. Do you guys have anything about that? What say you?
Who exactly do you serve, and where does he live?
Hey, Red, are you where we park?
Say that one more time,
Are you,
baby.
are you at the house where we park for work?
No, I'm not.
Okay, because I was gonna say if you are, like, I'm having a hell of a time hearing you guys, and it's not even that it's just audio quality; it's just the echo because you guys have
Or it's dropping?
it's like dropping out and just breaking it down.
Yeah, because we have the
Oh, here I can.
right.
I can
It's
fix
because
that.
we have there's connected to this, so there's the feedback. Let's see if we can get Kyle to fix it real quick.
I can fix it.
Not to mention the echo is pretty bad too.
It's cutting out. You said right?
It's cutting
That's
out.
perfect right there. Whoever's just
Yeah, Kyle, are you real close to the microphone?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
closer to the microphone.
Wait, what do you have your
That's why.
settings at?
I have it as all like a surround
Oh, you do.
All
oh,
aspects.
okay.
because I wanted to be able to hear everybody. But I think it might be because it's
Well, why don't you
picking up
just move
Discord.
the microphone down here?
Now
so
it's
that it only
sounding
picks
clear
up
for
three of
some
us
reason.
Instead of the computer sound.
Yeah, it's because the automatically input thing. Here, I'm gonna fix it right now, so it auto picks up all the time. It shouldn't drop anymore.
Cool. I don't know if he's having trouble hearing you, but I know I am.
I just kept hearing it drop.
Okay, perfect. So let me know if it drops anymore.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You're perfect. Who at the DM is?
That was Kyle that was just talking.
I know
move a
the
little bit
DM is
closer.
who was
No, it's okay.
talking.
Stay where you are for now, and we'll see. Can you guys hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Maybe just don't
Okay.
talk as loud. 'Cause
Yeah, that's fine. I
Thank
can
you.
try to drop down to a more normal
Yeah, because
register.
it's picking up sensitive now. So
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm gonna drop my register down a little bit.
You get all sensitive when I tell you you're too loud. Well, they tell
Oh,
you.
I know I've been being louder. I was purposely being loud 2 seconds ago. Okay.
How many of you are all together?
There's 3 of them there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So you guys are currently trying to figure out what to ask the
Okay,
Reverend.
since I can see that they're not interrogating him anymore at the moment, I'm going to take this opportunity to come out of the trees.
Okay. So you guys see.
And I'm carrying Sildar, and I'm surrounded by my wolves.
Yeah. So emerging from the forest right beside you, as though coming through mist, you see a 6-foot tall high elf paladin carrying a female paladin carrying Sildar Hallwinter, who is definitely the worse for wear, closely followed by 3 wolves. Am I still too loud?
No, I'm just fixing it so this thing goes away.
No, it's perfect.
Whoops.
Trying to just get the video back. So there we
Wait,
go.
which character is that?
Hold on. This
That's
is
me.
Allison's character, Althea.
Okay, because that's the only one I couldn't see, I
I just
think.
wanted to go
Okay.
full screen to it. There we go.
So we have a half elf and an elf.
Correct.
I'm
Hi.
high
She's a
elf.
high elf, yes.
I'm a half elf, half human. I guess obviously by my name I
I'm
was raised
sorry.
amongst humans.
You're right.
Hey, I'm a high elf from noble background, so the fact that he's half human is.
That's pretty awesome.
I apologize for your lineage.
Yeah, I don't think he's a high elf. He's just half elf.
She's apologizing.
Oh yeah. No, I'm half elf too.
Yeah, but she's giving shit 'cause you're half human.
Oh, that's okay. That's the best part.
Okay.
I mean, I kick dogs and cats. I mean, I don't have the same standards as the highborn.
That's
Are we
awesome.
sure we want him in our group?
Yes, we need him. He stays.
Okay.
Usually, when I see a bird, I'm sizing it up for a meal.
A bird?
Not for feathers around your hat, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna get Sildar into the wagon
Oh.
because he needs.
Yeah,
Medical
he's
attention.
alive, but he's definitely weak. He's
Oh,
got
no.
no armor, no weapons. So, just as a reminder, Sildar Hallwinter, who Allison is currently carrying, or Althea is carrying, is the personal guard that was hired by Gundren Rockseeker, who is technically the guy that hired Althea, Z, Bloodfang, and
Hubertus.
Hubertus to take the cargo from
Mining
a city
supplies.
called Neverwinter, mining supplies, down into the town of Phandalin. So she's just recovered Sildar Hallwinter, and it's up to you whether you want to fill them in on what you know from Sildar.
I do, but I don't remember what I know.
Okay, so
So this is
I'll,
good
I'll
for
fill
us,
you in
though?
from Sildar's perspective.
Yeah.
So weekly, he's
Well,
like,
actually, why don't we wait until we get back to the town for that? Because we need to deal with the Z and Shane issue.
Yes.
Or do we?
not necessarily. Don't worry about it as of right now.
Okay.
Let's just put it that way.
Okay, so
Because
I'm,
neither
I'm
one of
just
them are
gonna
here
talk
right now.
to them right
So
now.
I will look at her and
So-
be like, "Oh, there's one. We've got one back." And I see that she has somebody wounded, so I immediately
Yeah, and the other
rush to
two
assist.
morons of our
You know
group are back there trying to fight off a horde of
Oh no!
goblins.
Sounds
So-
like something they would do.
So if you do go back, you're going to be finding their unconscious bodies.
Yeah, I know.
So
We're,
Oh, gosh.
we're not there yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet. So I'm gonna immediately rush to start aiding her and helping him get in the wagon.
okay.
I
Okay.
noticed only 2 of them emerged from the mist. I asked, wasn't there supposed to be a third?
Yeah, no, those are the idiots that are still over there
Yeah.
that are trying to fight on a horde of goblins.
There's actually 2 more because I have somebody who wasn't originally a part of our group.
Correct.
Mm.
So,
So what is their fate? Are they all right or?
I don't know.
Oh, well, that's up to them, I
You
guess.
know, I got
We'll go back
Sildar and
after.
I got out because we needed Sildar and the information that he
Absolutely,
has
that quest is
to get
important.
Gundren.
Very important.
And so,
Oh.
I'm surprised that nobody is like cowering at the dogs.
Yeah, there's
We can
still
all
3
forget
wolves
that
that
they're
are sitting
there.
there.
Oh yes.
That are just kind of chomping at the bit.
Oh no, Aragon, grab your blunderbuss. We have battle.
They're
What?
with us.
Oh,
They're
good.
good.
Well, you weren't there for that.
Man, that's good because I really did not want to fight some wolves right
Yeah.
now.
You're right. Here, look at their stat sheet.
Oh,
You'll see.
no.
You do not want to fight the wolves.
Yeah, but she can't attack with them just
I
yet.
can't
Oh
use them.
my
They're
yet,
not
goodness.
but
fully
they're there.
tamed. They're enough that
That's-
they'll follow her because she feeds them,
That's
but they're
awesome,
not
though.
friendly just yet.
Wow, that is so cool, actually. All right. Well, can we start aiding the wound for the?
Oh, tell
They're
me
still
about this person you have.
Oh
tied
yes,
up that
my
you're
apologies. I did not do the introductions. This little halfling here, my new best friend, mind you, is Aragon. We
Okay.
fought in a very fierce battle actually, and he's very swift with his blunderbuss. Not to mention he gets around for a little guy very well.
Mind you, he looks like he's 12.
Yes,
Yeah, he looks like
but he can.
people from Lord of the Rings, right? With the big hairy feet.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mind you, he can
Yeah.
backflip like no other.
Okay.
And this fine gentleman here is Jordal, which I didn't even know was in the back of the cart the entire time during such battle, and he almost got struck by an axe, sleeping. So he
Remind
should
me
be.
what your perception is.
It's
pretty
more
much negative
accuracy
zero.
perception.
No, I mean the fact that he didn't know that he had another guy in the back of the cart all that time.
Yes.
Yeah, I never thought to look around. I got-
I do have +4 stealth, so
oh,
Yeah.
that is why. See, not my fault.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you all are okay and haven't had too
Thank
much
you.
trouble yet. What's with this interrogation?
Oh, yes. So we managed to, thankfully to young Aragon here, we managed to take a prisoner. And I know that we needed to figure out the whole Red Brand situation. And I know by talking to people in town that there's something going on with that. So I'm glad we got to keep one.
So
because-
what information have you got from him?
Oh, so far, we only discovered that they're a group of young thugs that really can't fight to save their lives, which is good for us. But the town apparently has a wizard. What was his name again?
Glassstaff.
Glassstaff.
I have one more question for the Red Brand before we move on from that.
Sure, go for it. Jump in anytime.
Where's the base? Where's their base?
Ah, very good. Go for it.
Who's asking?
Do a persuasion check. Or unless you want to intimidate.
Unless somebody else wants to ask.
I want to do it.
Allison wants to ask.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
just
let,
charge up to him.
we'll let her with the wolves come in.
Do
I have a feeling
intimidation,
you're a little
but
bit higher in intimidation.
Oh, wait. Before she does that, can I tell him something?
tell the red brand.
Yeah,
person?
yeah.
Sure.
Alright, so you might not have been so scared of my little daggers here, but my friend over here you see these 3 wolves? if you don't want to be their dinner tonight, I suggest you tell her what she wants to know.
So as you point this out, his face turns sheet white as he realizes, oh crap. So,
Well, plus
but-
he's looking at a 6 foot tall female high elf who's fully decked out
Full
in
plate
heavy
armor, yeah.
armor and a longsword.
yeah. Okay, so roll your intimidation check, but take advantage on it because of the dogs and his warning.
I'm just gonna throw them that way. Oh, brother.
You rolled a 10, and I don't know where the other one went.
I didn't think they were gonna go that far.
Oh, that's a 16 anyway.
Oh, good.
Oh, shit.
Really?
Here, I can roll this one.
Okay, so you
Oh,
I
got
got it. You got it.
Ouch. That was my edge. Okay, so what's your intimidation plus?
Plus 4.
So that's a 22. on the second
22.
one.
Alright.
22!
So I intimidate the heck out of him.
and I'm sorry, what was your question again? Where the hideout is?
Oh, where's the hideout? Where's the base?
It's
And-
on the something side of Phandalin.
And what should we expect to find in the base?
We're in the ruins on like the west side of town, east side of town, and there's a lot of us there.
How
It's
many?
a place called Transcender Manor. We're in the basement.
How many are there?
Probably like 20 of us, maybe 30. But it all rotates in and out because they're always in the whatever that place is called, wherever the heck that bar is that
The stone something in.
no, the bar, the
Oh, I forgot about the bar.
Where's our map of that?
that's my bar.
Is this in a town?
Yeah, this is in the town of Phandalin.
It's right there. He held it.
Okay, it's a bar.
It's a bar. It's
Or an
a,
inn
it's
or
a
a tavern?
sleeping giant. The sleeping giant. It's a tap house. They're
Okay.
they're always rotating in and out of the tap house. And then as you do a perception check, Allison. I guess technically it would have been insight. I'm sorry.
7.
Do insight instead. Same roll, but insight.
Okay, 15.
15. Okay, so as he says that, and his eyes kind of roll back, you can tell that he's thinking.
Uh-huh.
You kind of see a smirk come across his face. Like just a subtle smirk.
Okay. Can I take my longsword out and just put it next to his throat and say, what is it you're not telling me?
So you just did, so intimidation check.
Okay, 16 plus 4, 20.
Well, I mean, there might be something else that we don't really control. I'm scared of it. I'm more scared of it than I am of you, okay? I mean, kill me, otherwise I'll be dead anyway. But you're probably gonna kill me anyway.
If you're gonna die one way or the other, then why not tell me?
Ooh, that was pretty smooth.
Fine. It's a subterranean monster thing. It's called a Nothic. And it's creepy.
Wow, that's new.
Okay. What does it do?
It lives there.
What does it do?
It lives there. We feed it, and in exchange, it doesn't kill us. That's literally all it does. Sort of. I don't know. I just got here. I came into town. I was looking to up my chances of mining, but then it didn't happen. And now the Red Brands pulled me in. They thought you were big and strong, not very smart. And I don't know anything.
Okay, shut up. Goodness.
Annoyed, I yell out, what does it look like?
I don't care what it looks like. We'll figure it out when we get there.
Big, ugly,
Yeah.
and terrifying.
Remember, he
Does it
stated
have
that he's
teeth?
not very smart.
What doesn't have teeth?
Does it have magic abilities? As I press my boots down on.
I think no, but he can kind of tell when.
Okay, he's
There's-
having way too much trouble talking. I'm just gonna kind of put my longsword down in his foot.
Okay.
Get him to open up a little more.
Ow.
Shane, not somebody else.
Okay, fine. He's not necessarily magic, but he's lured by magic, and he's like, he doesn't move his mouth when he talks. He communicates with his head.
Oh.
Okay. So, telepathic.
But again, we don't really own him. He's kind of like there. Like, we just feed him to appease him.
What else are we expecting to find in your hideout?
It's probably like, there's some skeletons we don't really control either, kind of. It's Glassstaff's thing.
Oh, it is Glassstaff's thing. So
I mean, the skeletons are not Nothic.
So this
Nobody controls Nothic.
This creature, when he communicates with you, what does he usually say?
Feed me.
Okay, good to know.
You're making me ask too many times what else we should be expecting. So
I don't know. There's stuff. Okay. Do you want me to? I mean, I know a lot, but I don't know how to tell you what I don't know. What to say.
I just turned the.
I need that for walking.
You said you were gonna die anyway. You don't need your foot. What else are we missing?
There's captives in there.
What?
We have captive people.
Oh.
How many?
4, I think.
What else?
And Glassstaff. I mean, he has a room of his own on the west side.
West side. What room? What does it look like?
A bedroom.
What does the door look like? How do I get there?
It's a whole like. Okay. I can't really draw you a map right now.
Is it on the corner
I'm
or
gonna
in
cut
the
his
middle of
hands
the building?
free, and I'm
It's
gonna.
basically in the corner. If it was a square, it's in the corner. The top northwestern corner. It's just like a workshop.
So northwestern corner or southwestern corner?
Northwestern corner.
Perfect.
Well, I think we got enough out of him. Don't
Well, I
shove
mean-
too many in there.
Technically, somebody called the Black Spider kind of hired us to intimidate you guys. I know it's not working. But I mean, he also sent some bugbears. So, there's a couple
How many?
bugbears.
How
2,
many?
I think. At least last I saw there were 2.
So if I name my companions at this point, what do we want to do here? Do we want to go on to the wizard, or do we have a venture elsewhere?
We're
We
going
doing
to
a side
get the
quest?
wizard because those 2 morons are on their own. For now.
Oh, we're waiting for 2 to come back?
No,
No, we're not waiting for anything.
Ask him where we can
No,
find
go rescue them.
Glassstaff.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I have a
go for it.
suggestion,
Yeah.
if I may.
What?
Go ahead,
Um,
Peyton. Say
we,
that one more
we
time.
don't want to kill that guy, right? But we don't want him to run back and tell them.
Well, I was thinking that since I'm tired of dealing with him, I'm just going to punch him in the face and knock him out and leave him for the goblins to find.
Well, don't we have 2 men still in there?
Don't we have what?
2 men still in the goblin hideout.
Yeah, but they're fine.
Why don't we use them for leverage?
Say that one more time.
Why don't we use the red brand to leverage?
Oh, that's smart. We might need him, true.
Well, because the goblins think that the red brands are attacking them, but... Oh, wait, but I came out and I already know that they found the tied up goblin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they already know that the red brands are not a threat, so he's not really a bargaining chip right now.
Unless we could use...
So then I say we just tie him up and leave him,
Yes.
or we could hang him from a tree branch and start a fire underneath the rope so that it breaks after a long period of time,
Oh.
and then we go and do our quest. Like,
We
we
could
want to
use
save
him
those
for
guys
food
and then
for
go
the
to the
wolves.
wizard.
At that suggestion, you see him kind of retreat into himself, like, oh, please, no, please, no.
I think he's been useful to us.
You guys can do whatever you want with him. I'm done with him.
I like Jordel's idea. I vote
Okay.
for that.
Hanging from a tree
Yeah.
that's like around his waist.
Yeah.
This is something holding out like the ankle so we totally going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Hanging
But
by
you
the
want
foot
him
that
to be
you
able
just
to
got
live.
stabbed in.
Yeah.
That you,
Remember the foot he just got
that
stabbed
we put
in.
fear in him and that we got the best of him. You know what I mean? It'll just add to our legacy.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
I'm down for that.
Alright,
Okay.
cool.
And does someone else have high investigation?
Me.
No.
Allison, Althea does.
Yeah, because we're both elves. So I don't know if we're needed in the battle to get the other two back. Are we needed?
Not right now.
I don't know. They were surrounded by 20 plus goblins and a bunch of
Okay,
other
so we're
things.
needed.
Well, here, hold on a second, Allison. Out of game, that is Shane's character and our other buddy's character, Z. They aren't here right now.
Yeah.
So, because they're not here, then we might just let them chill for a little bit. Because
Perfect.
if you were to interact with them, they're not here to interact back. So,
Well, I would suggest that maybe the two that have the high investigation and the further sight and all that stuff go and scout the area ahead, while the others come up. And then we
You
can
want
work
to
back.
go ahead, but I'm heading to the Red Brands hideout to deal with that. Because, I mean,
Okay,
they were
well,
already
I don't
starting a battle, and there are not enough of us to take on all the goblins. So
Okay, I
we
don't
should
know
just
the
let
questions,
happen
but
what's
I
going
just
to happen.
suggesting.
oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Art.
Exactly.
So, yeah, the quest at this point, the reason that you guys had gone to the hideout in the first place was to recover Sildar Hallwinter, which Allison has who's in the cart right now. So the next step of the quest is to get him back to Phandalin so that he can start initiating law and order to the town of Phandalin.
Yeah.
And then he's going to need your help clearing out the Red Brand threat. So I guess technically I could
And
have
that's
done that
not
through
in
the
the
Force of
town where
Sword.
the wizard is. That's a totally different thing.
No, it's the
That's
same
the
town.
same town.
Because the wizard
Okay.
is controlling the Red Brands right now.
Okay. The wizard controls the red brain.
I got it. So she needs to go report back. We do that, and then we do our investigation or whatever we're going to do with the wizard, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Correct.
yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Saying to come back and get these two yo-yos.
I know.
I thought it was a side quest jumping off. I wasn't sure.
Oh,
Oh,
gotcha.
yeah, no worries,
yeah,
no
no, for
worries.
sure. Yeah, as of
Yeah,
right
also
now.
that very hard to understand individuals when all three of you are talking at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's all good.
So again, at this point, I think the only side quests that you know of right now is an orc threat.
We know about the orcs. We know about the Sister Gariel thing to go and see Agatha the Banshee.
And anything else that's unseen, I don't want to know.
No, because she wants you to clear the Red Brands out. You don't know about Agatha.
Oh
yet.
yeah.
Okay, let's
handle it.
start.
I'm ready to go.
Red Brand.
So
Okay.
you're gonna go to the Transcender Manor where the Red Brands are.
Yes.
Well, you have to return to town first. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So we're
So
going back to town.
all right. So you guys basically all agree that you're going back to town. So you trundle back into Phandalin. Sildar is super happy about it, and Sildar asks to be taken to the inn because he's gonna need a night of rest before he goes out and does anything with the town master. Because again, so by the time you guys get back into town, it's now the end of the day. But there's still a little bit of time at the end of the day. So if there's anybody else you want to talk to or anything you want to do, you have that option now.
Okay,
Before continuing
I
on.
got one question.
Sure.
Animals. I don't know if people have animals or how you got animals, but I would like to pick up a horse or my horse and a hawk, if I can get that.
A horse and a hawk. Okay.
Yeah.
The horse shouldn't be difficult at all. The that would be what's it called?
The livery stable.
No.
Like maybe I just left him in town and jumped in his cart.
Right.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then is the hawk is it like a tool so it can be used to attack or distract or anything? Or is it just for aesthetics?
For sight, for foresight, and just typical like talking things, but it could be used in battle. It's a good sized hawk.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so you basically had just left those. I'm just going to say you left it at the inn. Yeah, you would have left it at the inn.
In the stable, yeah.
Yeah, correct.
With the stable master.
Correct. So those will be there waiting for you when you get it. So yeah, so the first thing you do when you get into town is you can go and get those. Anybody else, is there anything that you guys want to do? Because you have the opportunity now to split off and do what you want to do from here.
I think I did most everything I wanted to do in the town because I got my.
I want to sit down and eat.
Okay, that's fine. So you go to the Stonehill Inn and you sit down and you start eating.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Do
I'll
they-
join them.
do
Like
they
dinner
want
now?
to bundle their gold with us?
That's asking.
Do you guys want to bundle your gold and your monies with Kyle and I, or do you want to keep it separate?
I'd be down to share.
Okay.
I don't even know what I have, but yeah, I
I
can
can start
start
with
off
20 gold or
with
something.
bundling it, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so if you just tell me what you have, I'll add it to the list of what we have. Because right now we have 80 copper pieces, 88 silver pieces, and 61 gold pieces. And then I have
I
a
don't-
separate
I
purse.
gotta see where to find it on.
I only have 5 gold. I don't think you have anything right now.
I don't even have anything right
He
now.
doesn't have anything. I guess
Okay.
made his money.
So we're at 66 gold.
Because
I just did a basic sheet, so.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, no worries.
That's fine.
Okay,
Now
so
you have plenty of money because you're sharing.
right. So at this point, I'm just gonna
But
say
you
you guys
don't
all
get
meet.
gold when you start?
Depending on what you choose when creating your character, you can start with
He
gold.
worked with equipment instead of gold.
I don't know what they told me to go with, what he outlined.
But no worries, it's fine.
But I'll join him for dinner, and during dinner I'll mention that anything he needs we would be happy to provide. And
Oh, of course.
yeah,
Yeah. And we can all just go to the inn together, have a meal, and go to bed for the night.
that sounds
Okay.
lovely.
Cool. So as
Okay,
you're
good night. Session's over.
well, no, not yet.
I'm just
So as
kidding.
you've sat down at the table and you're munching on your munchies, or whatever you want to call it, your food that you're getting, you overhear a little 10-year-old kid named Pip talking to another kid saying, "Oi, Kelly and Alderleaf's son Cart, he found a secret tunnel in the woods, but Red Brand almost caught him."
Hey, kid. Come over here.
He looks up with wise like, "Oh crap!
But I have a smile on my face, so he knows I'm friendly. Yes, he knows.
Oh crap!" He walks over. "Oh yeah, what can I do for you?"
I'd like to know if you can show us where that secret tunnel is tomorrow morning.
"Well, I can't, but if you find Kelly and Alderleaf's son Carp, he'll be able to show you."
Are you gonna see him sometime today?
"Probably not. He's already back home.
And where's his home?
The Alderleaf farm."
Okay,
Perfect.
and we know where that is, right?
Yes. I'm
Okay,
just
so
gonna
I'm
say
gonna,
yes for the sake
I'm
of it.
gonna give him a silver piece for helping, for
Oi.
giving us information.
Cheers, mate.
Nice. Yeah, that was smooth.
All right, thank you very much. Next.
Silver, not a copper?
Not a copper. He's a kid. He doesn't get any money as it is, so one silver piece is not gonna do us any harm.
He's gonna go blow it all on bubble gum.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for perspective, one gold piece is equivalent to 100 silver pieces, and one silver piece is equivalent to 100 copper pieces. So we're really not losing anything.
Yeah. At least that's the conversion rates that I've decided for the game.
I thought that's the actual conversion.
There are
rates.
like 12 different ones that you can use. So I
Okay,
just
well,
went with
these are the
basic one.
easy numbers.
Yeah, correct.
And I can keep track of it better.
Correct.
Okay, how much is our meal and rooms going to cost us? For 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so if
There's
you
only
go with
four
the
of us,
one
right?
day again,
Seven
the one,
silvers, I'm guessing.
if you want the one day,
Yeah, one
First
day,
day.
one room, 4
do
meals.
you want squalid, poor, modest, comfortable?
Modest.
Modest, it's 5 silver per person. Or I'm sorry, 5 silver per room. So if you do one room for everybody, it'll be 5 silver.
Okay.
And then for food, if you want
Modest. That's what I thought we were talking
Yeah,
about.
modest.
Correct.
I would keep the cost down. Well, we don't get a free continental breakfast with the room? Buffet.
Yeah, it's not one of them
It's
towns.
buffet.
Yeah, so it's going to be 3 silver per person.
What?
And so it says modest, 3 silver per person, 3 silver.
That's with meals and room for one night.
Okay,
Correct.
So that's another 12 silver. So we're down to 70 silver, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's just that's not the numbers that I thought you told me before.
Oh, sorry. I may have also read them wrong last time because it's just a.
Okay, so let me write this down. Modest meal is 3 SP per person,
Correct.
and one room is 7 or 5.
For
five.
modest, it's 5 silver.
5 SP. Okay, got it. Now I don't have to ask you again.
Okay.
Okay.
It's okay. Peyton's chaotic good, so he can just go out and roll some drunks, you know.
Oh goodness, that's funny. Okay, so at this point, you guys all basically go to bed because there's nothing else you guys want to do, and
Except for me, I sneak off to the ale house just for a little drinky poo.
to the sleeping giant.
Yes.
Okay, so
How
you
much
go off to the
you
sleeping
spend?
I
giant.
wanted to ask one question too after you're done with him.
Well, nothing's. Hold on, let me see if nothing happens to him.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, nothing happens to
Okay,
him.
cool.
So he goes over there, he gets drunk, and he comes back at like 2 in the morning drunk.
What's the cost to the ale?
For his ale,
Yeah.
let's see how drunk you get.
Oh my gosh.
Well, is he a minstrel?
No.
For it.
He's not. He's a rogue.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
So let's do 4 silver.
4 silver? How much ale did you drink?
I made some friends. What can I say?
Oh my gosh.
He got really, really drunk.
when you're as popular as I am, you know.
Okay, so this thing that we're looking for a cave or something. Is that what you said, or underground?
So to reiterate, yeah. So there's a ruined manor on the east side of town that the Red Brands have cleared out the cellar of, or the basement of, and they have a base basically out of the basement of the manor.
And they work out of that thing.
Correct.
Okay, because I was going to do an investigation, but
You still can.
I don't really want to do it alone.
Oh, you want to investigate the manor?
Well,
Yeah,
we're
you
not
can do
there
that
yet.
in the morning if you want. I mean,
Because we're going to get the kid to show us where it is so we don't waste time.
right. If
Okay.
that's agreeable with everyone, of course.
Well, those don't sleep a whole lot, so.
Oh, that's true.
Right, we only have
Yeah,
4 hours.
That's
of-
right. Yeah, he could. Are you gonna be up?
Technically, they're both going to be up because they're both elves.
Yeah.
They don't really need any
You
We
sleep.
just need 4
Yeah,
hours.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask if she wanted to do a little bit of priest
Yeah, we
scouting
could-
just to.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jordan. You could try and persuade her to join you.
Actually, how much time do we have?
At
Because
night,
could-
you've got the whole night.
so could we go
All
and
night.
try and find the orc camp?
Let me pull up
Because
the-
then we'll
I'm
have
assuming
multiple
with
things
our
that we know where it
investigation and
is.
our long vision and all that, we can sneak really well. I got stealth, eye, and everything.
Yeah, nighttime would be great for that actually.
Yeah.
Hey, can I
don't think that you would be able to get to the orcs in time.
can I
And get
stumble?
back.
Yeah, correct.
Can I stumble out of the bar and see them on their way and join them?
Oh brother.
Is that a thing? I'll roll for it if I have to.
No.
Dang it!
Yeah,
I'm too drunk.
You're way too wasted.
Dang it.
Way too wasted.
Okay, okay, so we're not gonna make it to the orc camp and back in time. We already have a lead on the Red Brands. What else do we have to do? Can we go back to the We don't want to go back to the goblins because the other 2 aren't here yet.
Right. Why don't you go investigate the house? And at least
What
scout
house?
it out.
The Transcender Manor, the ruined house where the.
That's what I wanted to do.
That's what Jordan
So
wants to
okay,
do,
so
yeah.
is the tunnel separate from the house?
tunnel.
The tunnel
tunnels-
that the kid is gonna.
I think
take
that
us
was
to.
something different.
No,
We're just
that's-
going to
have to
investigate in a
to find
big
out.
circle and collapse it as we go in without being perceived. Scout the whole
Possibly
area.
without
for
being perceived. We have to
possible
roll
threats
well
and
for
traps.
that.
And,
Right.
But you guys have good.
Right.
What's your stealth?
excuse me?
Depending on how well you
Um,
of course. Yeah.
I'm just saying the general
Plus
plan
Okay.
I don't have a whole lot of
of
dexterity.
investigation is
My
making sure
investigation
that we
is
don't have
high.
anything to go into.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
'Cause you can
did
always
this
scout
so
it.
that I could be like an interrogator.
Oh yeah.
So basically, I walk up to something and say, "Shh, hey, tell me what I need to know now." So like my high stats are persuasion, perception, investigation, and intimidation.
Nice. That's awesome.
And that's me. So I've got investigation, and then I have
Stealth, survival,
stealth,
athletics,
survival.
animal handling, and acrobatics.
Nice.
Wait, hang on. Not only that, but I also have a thing with the Tinker's kit where I'm really good with.
He's proficient with Tinker's tools.
Oh, that's cool.
Go ahead
Nice.
again.
I think I have the Tinkers as well.
Where did you see that?
I joined the
Oh,
company.
they're my thieves' tools. Is my thing.
Okay, so whatever
Yeah,
you
so
want
I
to
can
do is
basically
fine. We
pick
can
things
go.
apart and do-
The elves can go explore.
Okay, cool. So, Althea and Jordal make their way to Transcender Manor. And so what I'm going to do to help you guys visualize what the heck's going on, we're going to use this thing. Tell me if you can see this alright.
Does this
You can see
video
in the
cut
dark?
off at a certain point?
Why did it cut out?
No, but it's. Oh, never mind. It keeps starting over at 1 minute, so never mind.
Just gonna put something down.
Okay, I can bring it up on here.
Yeah.
So let's
Wait,
do it
wait,
this
wait.
way. So what you basically see.
Not in here. This is separate.
It's in the hall.
I'm very, very
I don't even know if you can see this or not. It's just the
we
the
can-
general outline.
I have my computer open. I'm trying to figure out how to do it on that.
Yeah, it's on the Discord.
Okay, I can bring up my Discord on here and not connect, right?
No, you have to connect.
Crap. If you give me a minute, I can kick off my phone and go onto my computer.
And you can bring it up on the computer so you can get it.
Well, if you keep
Okay, so
Discord
I'm
on
gonna-
your phone, can't you open up YouTube on your computer?
Yeah, I'll bring YouTube.
Because YouTube is the one that's streaming, so you should be able to see it.
Well, because ultimately at this point, all it really matters is the outline of the building, because you're not really going in yet anyway. So I'm moving the camera just a hair.
Or
So
the,
far you
Oh, I
haven't
needed to
even
move it the
drawn
other
on
way.
it, so.
Say that one more time.
I said, so far you haven't even drawn on it.
On that, yeah.
So, yeah.
But under Discord, he should be able to see. Not too much.
yeah, there we go.
Okay, I
Yeah,
got it up right now.
Oh, Discord has a video?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just have Discord doing the video, and then I'm having YouTube screen grab Discord. Okay, so I know I tried to make it exaggerated so that you can kind of see, but this is basically the outside, the outlines of the Transcender Manor.
Why is the camera backwards?
Backwards.
Oh, it mirror flips. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's looking
So there's like a road
Hmm.
that comes into the front door, which is right here.
Just give us a second. The 20-second US.
And then, yeah, so that's all you guys know of as of right now. Are you actually getting the video from
So it's-
YouTube or from
Yeah.
Discord?
YouTube.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just because on Discord it doesn't show us the full board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's only in the center.
Well, can you click the picture? Because on
Yeah,
on mine I can click
I
it to
did.
make it bigger. Whoops. That's not what I wanted.
That's kind of weird.
Just go down and touch on that camera.
easy. There's a 20-second delay between what you're.
That's perfect right there.
Right here?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So we'll leave it right there. Let me do this then. So let me do this. So I'll make a. That's north. Once you guys, I don't think you'll be able to see that, but that's north. Where the
I
duck
can see
is.
it. North is always up the page.
The duck is north.
Oh, the duck is north.
There's a 20-second delay between what you're doing.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I know.
I understand. I was just writing.
He's just drawing the doors. That was the door you drew.
Okay, we're just now seeing you draw the
Should've
trail
used
to the
a
door.
different color.
Gotcha. That's as dark as I think I have, unless I got black. I could use black, I
I thought
guess.
you had blue or green.
I have blue.
Yeah, blue would probably be
Blue
better.
might work better.
Yeah, do blue.
Okay.
I like your little contraption though.
And then for whatever reason on the
Say that one more time, Peyton.
The YouTube stream clicked over so it was a smaller picture instead of the giant video. But it's
Yeah.
just fine.
Yeah, there's a delay, so it'll go back.
Yeah.
So each square is a foot?
Each square is 5 feet.
Okay, perfect.
That's a big manor.
Yeah, it's a very big manor.
It's a very big manor. But again, remember, you guys are going to be in the basement anyway.
True.
But we're not in the basement yet.
Not yet. No.
No.
So it's 70 feet by.
Technically, it's more
And
like
this is
100
just-
feet, but I'm kind of out of room on my board.
So this is just the footprint of the building itself?
Correct. Because
I
right
just
now,
wanted to scout the grounds.
correct.
I don't want to go in without the group.
Right, exactly. So you're scouting around the outside. So right now I've kind of given you the basic perimeter. As you're scouting around the outside, I can point out different features that you'll be able to see. But because you don't technically see it
Okay.
yet, that's why you don't technically see anything yet. Jeez. Not easy.
Don't shoot that across the room.
I
while
won't
it's
shoot it
open.
this one. Okay, so
I
at
can
this
just
point,
see it.
at this point, I mean, I know you guys aren't going to be able to see, or at least Art isn't going to be able to see it just yet, but right where I've got the pole, there's a road that kind of comes up to the front door of the manor. So it'll be from the duck, it'll be on the west side. There's a road coming up here. So you guys are going to be starting basically on that road, a set back a ways from the manor. And then you're going to be given the option of which way you want to go around the manor.
There's no hills, it's on a flat surface.
It's actually on the top of a hill, so this road kind of comes up to it.
So I'm guessing that we'll just contour around the south side to the door side, looking for doors or ways in or accesses. We have night vision, so we should be able to see pretty good. And then I'm gonna contemplate whether or not I want to get a closer inspection of the door before I back out.
Okay. So that's between you and Althea to discuss what you guys want to do.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What do you want to
Yeah,
do?
how good is your your stealth and your
Not that
investigation?
great. Investigation is high, stealth is only a +1.
Okay, think. I'll tell you what mine is so we can compare notes. We're close some of these tabs. It's easier to follow. 1 second, please.
Yes. We need more characters.
Let's make Art, because that's Z, that's Shane, that's Kyle.
My investigation is +3, and my stealth is +4.
Okay.
So I see we investigate up to the door, all the way around, working our way around.
So you just want to investigate the perimeter?
Yeah, to look for any traps or any spells
Okay, do you want
that
to
are
go...
protecting or defending.
Do you want to go one way and I'll go the other and meet around the back?
Sure, which way do you want to go?
I'll go north.
Okay, then I'll go around the south side of the building and we'll meet on the east side at the 40 feet from the door.
Okay. Sounds good.
So Allison goes
Okay.
north, and Art goes south. That
Okay.
okay? Okay. So you make it to the corners. So Allison, do I guess an investigation or a perception check? I guess.
Investigation.
Yeah, do an investigation.
And perception, and she can do perception too.
Correct. She can do one of each.
Okay, so we're looking for traps or...
Especially spells because of the wizard.
Yeah.
Magical properties.
Trap spells, magical properties.
So us not being magical people, how do we
It's just
No,
not-
no, I don't.
It's just a perception check.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 18 plus 4 is 22.
22. Okay, along this side of the building, you can kind of detect a faint magical source kind of thing emanating from inside the building below you.
Okay.
But again, it's definitely far. You can kind of detect it, kind of, but it's definitely inside and below the building.
Okay.
But again, you don't see anything. It's just a ruined wall that extends on in front of you.
So is that a perception check or was that an investigation?
Technically, the result of both.
Oh, okay.
And would Arcana count towards that too?
Technically, yes.
Okay. Although mine is low, it's still something you might want to roll.
At this point, she was able to detect it, so I think it's not necessary anymore.
What?
She's seen basically all that can be seen for where she is. Actually, no, she literally has seen all that she can see from where
Okay,
she's
so
seen
it's
it.
his turn.
So yeah, so Art, on this corner, what would you like to do from here?
I'm going to do an investigation and a,
Perception.
I guess it would be Arcana because I don't really have perception, it's just 0.
Okay, so for the investigation check, what are you looking for?
Anything that's mechanical type trap, any sort of devices. And like I said, I want to roll for the magical properties too.
Correct. Okay,
After
so
that.
roll for investigation on the mechanical traps and everything.
Okay.
And tell me what you get.
5
Plus 4.
5 plus 3 investigation, that's 8.
Okay. So yeah, you don't notice anything. There's nothing out of the ordinary. You don't see any tripwires or anything. You don't really see anything.
Okay, so we're both around the east side. Oh,
Well, no, hold on. Now do your magic check, your arcana check.
10, 11.
Okay. So you can kind of feel a really faint magical. You can kind of tell that there's something in you that's kind of drawing, basically telling you there's some kind of magical something coming off, basically further off to your right, down the hill, about 50 feet or so, 50 to 70 feet down further down the hill. You can kind of detect something emanating that's super, super weak.
Okay. And where am I located at this point?
So
Middle
right
of the
now
building,
you
or-
are on the southwestern corner of the Transcender Manor grid square, essentially. So I know there's a delay
Okay,
in the
working
video.
my way around the building to the east.
Correct.
Oh, I see the piece there. Is that me?
Yes, that's you.
So I'm on the east.
Just southern
east.
way.
Oh, it's flipped. Sorry. For you guys, it might be flipped. I didn't realize that.
The duck, the one
Sorry.
we're looking at, the duck is on the left-hand side of the board for us, and the road is on the north, or on the top.
The duck is north.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Okay, so the duck is north.
The duck is north and,
And
the
the
road
road
is technically
Would be on the
west.
east.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, the duck is north and the road is west. On
Oh,
the board.
west. Okay.
so
It's meter.
like south.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Because I'm like, never eat soggy waffles. And I'm
Yeah, sorry. I didn't realize that it had reversed it like that.
No, me either.
Oh, okay, I get it now. I get it. Okay,
So
yeah,
it's-
that is
Okay, so
wonky.
that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That
We're
is
meeting
really
together?
wonky.
And you're saying down that road is where the force is emanating, correct?
No, so okay, huh. So
If you
the
want, I can try and get rid of the delay for them by sharing your screen on Discord.
well, that's the thing is that I thought they could see it on Discord, but they're using YouTube to view.
Oh no,
because you
I
don't
can
have your
go
camera.
on Discord and just give me an email. I'll log out my phone and log in my computer.
Yeah, if you could do that, that'll get rid of the delay.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll
Oh,
wait.
Hold on. If I turn the phone sideways, it works.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, that too.
That's dumb. Okay.
And now, is there still a
All right.
delay with the video?
Were you just twirling the stick and you're tapping side to side now?
Yes.
Okay, no delay. Perfect.
Okay, awesome. So this character right here, that's
Okay.
Art. And
Okay.
from my perspective, because that is north and this is
Mhm.
west, he is on the southwestern corner of the building.
No, that makes sense now.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sorry, and I know it might be a little bit flipped because, I mean, from your perspective, you know, north, yeah.
Okay, so farther south is where the
So yeah, so farther south
is-
over here, somewhere about in this area. I know it's off the board, but my board isn't big enough for the outsides. That's where you're kind of detecting the faint magical sense, if that makes sense. You can feel something coming from there.
And she sensed it all around or in the building.
She sensed a different magical aura. Hers was definitely different than yours. Hers is more of a, well,
Energy and mind force.
sure, if you really want to think about it that way.
Oh.
Yours is kind of like an old ancient magic that you're kind of detecting, and then hers is more of an active magic that's currently being operated.
So I also have divine sense, which says that as an action I can detect good and evil.
Cool.
So can I determine whether the magic is good or evil?
Sure. It's evil.
Well, at least we know.
Yeah. So hers is definitely evil, and yours is just kind of ancient and old, and it's, I guess, neither good nor evil at this point. It's kind of neutral.
Okay. And we're working our way over to the door, right?
No, you're working your way around so the door is right here on this side where the road leads up to. So you're actually working your way to the other side of the building right now.
Okay, so I want to stop and investigate the door.
Okay. So as you come up to it, you can definitely see that it is crumbled, ruined, and broken down. It's basically, it's on its side. It's crumbled ruins, essentially. Like the door isn't even on its
From
hinges
a
anymore.
distance, can I check for traps and devices?
Yeah, there are none. It's just crumbled ruins,
Okay, perfect.
rubble.
So I think we just finish our investigation around the building.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna say you make it to the other corner at this point, unless Allison wants to do something else on this corner.
No.
Okay. So you make it to that corner. Then
I'm
what do you
just
guys want to
kinda
do?
going along until daylight.
Again, so I'm just gonna assume that you guys have been investigating and checking along the way. You're not really feeling anything. The only thing that's drawing to you, Art, is that weird, ancient kind of magical, kind of soft, faint aura coming from off into the forest underneath you. And again, you can kind of still detect that it's off in that area.
Okay, so I'm just going to tell her what I found, and
Okay.
she can tell me what she found.
So you guys meet
And
up.
she can decide if
essentially.
she wants to look at it closer, if she has a higher perception or whatever it is.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys have met. Discuss.
I don't think there's anything to find here in the top level of the ruin, and it might not be a good idea to go into the ruin to get down below it. So, we know that there's a tunnel, we just don't know where it is yet. So I think we should wait till morning to find the kid and have him show us where the tunnel is.
I agree. I think that we've done all we can do here. When we regroup, we at least know we have that out of the way. I did sense something down the bottom of this hill. What about you?
You sense the magic underneath.
Yeah, well, I sensed a magic under this set of ruins, but I'm not sure what it is. It's definitely evil, but I'm not sure what it is or how to get to it yet.
Well, we'll cross that bridge tomorrow. I sense an evil power down the hill, though. Ancient power.
Okay.
Okay, and I guess we can head back to him.
Okay. Sounds good. You head back to the inn, and I'm gonna go and wait at the house that we're supposed to meet the kid at.
Okay.
And I'll just
really
wait
fun.
till he wakes up, and I'll meet you guys out front of the inn in the morning. Make sure to wake Kyle up in the morning. Or what's your name? Z.
I'll
Make sure to
look
wake
around
Z
every
up
day.
in the morning. Don't let him be left behind again.
So I'm gonna go bed, Pippin.
Yeah.
I love the Swiffer.
Oh, the
Gotta be creative, you know? Hello, camera. I know my work pants.
Missed a spot.
Yeah, I know. Probably a few spots. Okay, so
You
we'll
always
make
get
it back to
that
the
which one's
town,
clean.
and you
go our separate ways.
go our separate ways. So I'm just gonna, for the sake of the speeding up the time here, the time speeds up. It's now morning for Althea. It's actually fairly early morning, so it's before dawn
That's fine.
that everybody wakes up on the farm
Okay.
because it's a farm, so they have to go out and start tending stuff. So before dawn, you see that the people are rousing in the house at the farm. So do you want to wait until after they come out to start working? Or do you want to go up and knock on their door ahead of time?
No, I'll just wait. Let
Okay.
them have breakfast, wake up without
Cool.
any interruptions.
So
I
an
don't
hour or
want
so
them to
later.
worry that I'm a red brand coming to loot them.
Right. So still before dawn, but you can tell the sun is just barely coming up. You see them all
But
leaving
I've
the
been out
house to
there
start
doing
going
my
on their chores.
meditation.
Yes. So they've now come out and they're starting their chores.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go up to the kid.
Okay. So you see a family of 4 or 5, a mom and a dad, and a couple kids. You don't really know which one's which.
Okay. I'm here looking for carp.
All the kids kind of look at each other and they look at their parents, and I forget what the mom's name is. Kelly. Kelly and the mom's like, "What's it to you?"
I love how they're from Cochran. I was told that your son knows of a tunnel in the forest, and I'm eager to find where that is, and would like to enlist his help in doing so.
So you see the mom kind of cock back her hip and look with that mom look that only moms can look right at Carp, who instantly shirks into himself and's like, "Oh crap."
I assure you he will be in no danger with me, and I will send him home as soon as he shows me the entrance to the tunnel. And he will be rewarded for his help.
He may not be in trouble with you, but he's about to get in trouble with me for farting around in the forest like he wasn't supposed to. However,
Well,
you mentioned payment. I might be able to overlook this time. Carp. And one of the kids kind of steps up. Yes. I told you once, I'll tell you a million times to stay away from that forest. However, this time, you show this lady what you found.
he just turned Australian.
I'm not very good with accents, alright? You show her what you found and you come straight back here. You hear? He's like, "Yes, Mom. I'll do what you asked." He's like, "Right. Off with you then." So he trundles off with you. Scared still, because he's like, "Crap, you just got me in big trouble."
I didn't do anything. He did it to himself.
Just had to broadcast to everyone that I wasn't where I was supposed to be playing.
So the whole group's together at this point?
No.
Well, I was waiting to see if Allison wanted to say anything to Carp or anything, but
Well,
since she's not,
I'm
then she
thinking.
just kind of...
Hold on a
Okay,
second.
alright. Give
Because
it
I
a
was thinking
chance.
of telling his mom that this might lead us to the Red Brands, and we're going to be dealing with the Red Brand issue. So he will be the hero of the town.
You're in town. It's still got a butt whoop over your head.
Oh my god.
His tiny can.
Yeah. I don't think my butt can handle any
You
more.
just want a new one, Kyle.
Alright, so you guys make your way back into town.
Okay, so we're gonna
You
meet
get
up
to the
with all of
Stonehill
them.
Inn, and you see that Jordal has gotten everybody awake, and poor Kyle has only gotten, or Z, his character, has probably only gotten about 2 hours of sleep at this point. So
I
he
think-
is definitely
Wait, how did you
regretting
wake me up?
this.
I didn't get woken up.
Oh no, he told. Okay, fine. You fine.
Oh,
you want to go?
I
To
thought,
all right, fine.
I thought you would
So-
have said he's carrying him over his shoulder because he's still wasted.
Alright, fine. Okay, no, you're right. So at this point, Allison is now on her way back, and Jordal, it is your job to attempt to wake up Peyton and or Z and Aragon to try to get them to the dining room. How would you like to go about doing that?
And when he comes in, my arm is around Aragon, calming him.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
so they're sleeping together.
I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna come in and tell him wakey wakey, hands on stanky.
Oh my gosh.
No response from me.
This is supposed to be a clean
Do a
YouTube channel,
Constitution
people.
check.
20?
Yeah, D20 Constitution.
I can't see it.
You roll a 1. You roll a critical fail.
Is that a 9?
That is a 9.
9. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's a 9. Yeah, 9.
Okay, you
Wait,
haven't woken up
who's
yet.
supposed to be rolling to wake up?
You haven't woken up yet.
I haven't woken up yet.
Okay.
But I do roll over and go, no, Mommy, I don't want to ride the pony today.
Oh, good lord.
And fall back asleep.
So what would you like to do? I think at this point, Aragon, you're awake now, and
Okay.
what would you like to do? Because you're entangled by Zed.
Well, I give him a love tap where it hurts. So wait,
Oh my gosh, blasted, whose goes there? Oh.
Roll a
hey.
d6.
roll a d6.
Yep.
For damage?
Plus your strength
I
modifier.
rolled a- I'm pretty sure, yeah. No, that was an 8 shit.
No, d6.
Sorry, rolled the wrong one.
It's a cube. It's a normal die.
I rolled 1.
Okay, so you do 1 bludgeoning damage to Z. To Z.
Well, that woke me up. Where are we going? Where are we going? Hey man, who's got some food? Man, jeez, I'm hungry.
So from here on, for a little while, you're going to be at a disadvantage to all your checks and anything
Oh no.
because you're going to be under the effects of exhaustion.
Ugh, man.
I need to roll for my dogs.
Were your dogs with you when you did all of this?
No, but they're back at the inn, which is where I am now.
Not quite yet, but when you are,
Well, when I get
then you
there.
will be. Okay, so I guess now that everybody's awake, I'm going to assume that you guys all make it back down to the dining room, and you guys slump around the table. At about the same time that you slump around the table, Althea comes in and with her carp in tow, the kid named Carp,
Well,
um,
obviously I don't have a fish walking around.
obviously, and
Okay.
and her 3 wolves are snoozing in the corner of the inn.
Okay. We'll have modest meals again, I guess. Right?
It's up to you.
Are we doing that?
It's all up to you guys.
What's a lower than modest meal?
Let's see. Lower than modest is a poor.
Okay, how much is that?
Poor is 6 copper per person.
Okay, I can deal with that.
That's perfect. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Unless it's a hobbit, then you got like 6 meals.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 4 of us plus Carp.
Oh, so you're
Fine.
feeding Carp too, but he already ate, so. He'll eat
Fine.
again though if you put it in front of him. He's a grown kid, so.
Okay, we'll feed him too. So 6
This is
copper
from
times
my
5 is
blood.
30, so that's 50.
Okay. Now while you guys discuss however you're gonna do this, I'm gonna be right back.
Alright.
Hurry up. You're the storyteller. Okay.
Hey, Aragon.
Yeah, what's up?
How'd it go with the other halfling last night?
The other halfway.
Did you join
I
me?
thought that was you.
Oh, you didn't join me at the bar, huh?
No.
Never mind.
No, I didn't.
Wrong halfling.
No, we did broke this.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been broke, Kyle, or Z. What's up with these spending habits? We gotta talk about that.
Well, wait a second. Do these halflings know that they come in pints? Because they're only drinking quarter pints.
That's so true.
What?
They're drinking. They don't have to drink as much, so it shouldn't
Oh.
cost as much.
Or in the movie The Hobbit,
Yeah, sure.
he goes, oh, they got pints, and then he ran up and got that big pint.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Carp here is going to lead us to this tunnel.
Oh, a tunnel.
Yes, the tunnel. Down the tunnel we go. So, are you guys prepared for battle? If we do find the red brands.
I'm ready.
I got my daggers. I'm great. I'm so great. I'm beyond great. Yeah.
See, you're hungover.
You're
You're
so
not ready.
convincing.
Okay.
So
I have no idea what you're all talking about. I just didn't sleep very well last night.
Okay, well, whenever you all are done, then let's
It
get
depends
down.
on what's in our inventory. Do we have a place where we can buy healing potions and things like that, or no?
We currently have 2 healing potions, and there is a place we can buy potions, right?
not that you know of.
I thought we found it.
We didn't find a potion shop.
Oh,
We only
never
found
mind.
the armor.
Yeah. Nobody has any potions right now.
okay.
Wait, I'm gonna roll the board alongside.
Oh, wait, I did not just tell you that we have 2 healing potions. Well, yeah, that's fine. Because I looted the whole cave system, but you guys don't know what I have.
That's right. We don't know what
So-
she got.
No.
Unless you want to share it with them now.
No. I just
No.
I told them we have 2 healing potions, that's it.
Okay.
Because see, they're all men. I am literally once again the only woman in this situation. And so I'm just gonna keep the rest of what I have to myself so that they don't go and use it all.
And ruin it.
So I'm just wondering if we have a healer in the group.
Technically you have me. I have a pool of 5 HP that I can heal somebody or multiple people, but it's not much. And that's as much as I have right now because I haven't leveled up to level 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't put anything towards any
Which,
of that.
by the way, did they get
Medicines or
any XP for the Red Brand encounter?
They should have the same amount of XP that you've got at this point.
That didn't answer my question. Because technically the 4 of us original starters were supposed to split 75 XP.
Correct.
And now we have 2 more.
Right. So,
So
the
they don't
4
get
of you
part of
original
that.
that split the 75,
Yeah.
right? How many did that equivalent to per person?
It's like 17.
Yeah, it's about like 17, 16 or something like that.
We didn't add it yet, so I didn't know.
Right.
75
ultimately-
divided by-
I'm not included in that.
It's
So.
Yeah. So ultimately, they're gonna have 18 XP as well.
18.
How much
each.
till level 2?
Wait, who's
You
gonna
need
have
300
18?
XP to be level, or yeah, level 2.
Who's gonna be 18? Who's
Each
gonna
one of them is gonna have 18 XP.
So each one
So
of them.
all 3 of them, they're gonna get whatever 18 times 3 is. That's how much XP they got for the red brands.
Okay, so Kyle is the only one who's got 2 sets of 18.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, from the first battle. Yeah.
So I guess we're ready to go. My only question was, do we have potions? Or can we buy potions?
We cannot buy potions. We currently have 2 healing potions.
That's
But
just all?
everybody can do a short rest outside of battle and regain XP. I mean HP.
How much do the healing potions heal for?
Regen.
You
Okay.
have to roll for it.
Oh, okay.
Just curious. I'm ready to go then.
Alright. Go back.
Yep, ready here too.
Okay, so just so everybody knows, everybody has 18 XP except for you, who has 36. So if you want to write it down.
Copy that.
Now, do you need your animal roll?
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do your animal roll. And so,
What am I doing?
hold on. Let me find the.
The note that you gave, that you wrote.
We gotta take them out to go boom boom.
I didn't even touch it this time.
Oh, brother. I don't remember what I'm rolling.
It's a animal husbandry check, or as animal control or animal whatever that
Animal control.
I don't remember what it's called.
It's animal handling.
Animal handling. Yes, thank you.
And
That
I'm not breeding anybody, so it's not husbandry.
animal husbandry. Yep, that one.
No, animal handling.
There we go. It is. So the animal handling.
Okay, 15 plus 2 is 17.
Cool. So you succeeded that check for that day, for day 1.
Yay.
I noticed Althea working with her animals, and I asked her about what she's doing.
Well, I found them starving and chained up in the goblin hideout, and I fed them. Oh yeah, I have to feed them.
Let's just assume that you put it under at the start.
I know, but I have to mark it down because I have a certain number of. Actually, never mind. I'll do it a different way. Hold on a second. I'm doing too many things at the same time.
Oh, good.
Series 18 and 5. 80.
Switch things to animal.
Okay.
Just take them.
So anyway, I just took them with me because they decided that they liked me after I fed them and was nice to them. And I figured that if I train them up, then we can use them in battle.
See, I've been wanting to do something like that with my hogs, and, I've been keeping them already, they're, trained as leads, but I'd like to use them in battle, mass tusks, like sharp and make great ramming thing.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great.
Okay. I don't know how to
So I was
train
looking-
Jake, so I can't help you.
Well, I was just wondering if you knew anything about animal taking together. Because you've already started. Any hints or anything you want to pass along, maybe give me a guiding hand for my first roll?
Give him a what?
Yeah, Peyton. It's entirely up to you whether you want to take your hogs with you. Like, it's your call.
These are the ones that pull the cart, right?
Yeah.
You want to train them to be battle hogs?
Heck
I kind of already gave him that option. I thought
Yeah.
Oh.
they're already ready for you. Like they're yours to use.
Okay, so I can try this because you
Sorry.
guys did the other
I would
day.
tell you to go see the smithy and see if you can add attachments to them.
Ooh.
Okay.
You might have to
Well,
train them to be battle ready before you can add attachments to them.
No,
Well, you might
they
take
would
them
have
over
to
to
have
the
someone
stable
track
master
that
and
and
have
stuff.
Train them up.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but they still need to be tamed.
they are
Like-
tamed by him. They're his. Like I started out with
Oh, so these are
Yeah.
not mine, is what you're saying?
the hogs.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, no,
the
your
dogs.
your wolves are not yours yet for battle.
Okay, I'm
That's
just
why-
trying to
yeah.
understand what you're saying. Okay,
Sorry.
when you
So-
say they are yours.
'Kay.
Okay, got it.
So
Got it.
just to clear the air, Allison's wolves, they will follow her, but they will not fight for her.
Yet.
Peyton, your hogs will fight for you and
Okay.
follow you.
Got it.
Like they are an active part of your
Yes,
arsenal,
yeah.
essentially.
Okay, now I understand. Okay, I thought I had to train them.
Nope, they are already yours. That's something that I'm allowing you to have as part of bringing your character in.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Alright, so that's
But you could add accoutrements so that later on when you get more gold,
later when we have more money.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We definitely have to do that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm assuming at this point you guys have all geared up as much as you can with what you've got.
We're
And
ready.
you're going to be making your way with Carp's guidance to the entrance to the cave.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so he leads you over to the Transcender Manor, and he leads you basically right in the direction where the ancient magic was coming from, which is essentially just a cave opening in the hillside, and he points to it and says, right there. That's the entrance that all the red brands came out of.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I'm going to. Yes, I'm. Sorry.
You guys can't see it,
I
but
was
Carp
just-
stuck his hand out
I
with
was
his
just
palm up
looking
like
for what I wanted
money.
to do. So I'm giving him a gold piece for his parents. And I'm
Okay.
giving him a silver piece for himself.
That lights him up. He's like, ooh, okay. He immediately puts the silver in his pocket and he goes tearing off back home.
Sounds good.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. 10, 15, 20, 25.
You having fun?
30.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see what this cave's about.
Well, at this point, I'd like to do an investigation and check for traps in the area.
Sure, go ahead and roll investigation.
18.
18.
21.
Yeah, no, you don't see anything.
Okay, I think it's safe to go in then.
Okay, so we need to head to this specific room first, which is where Glassstaff should be, in the northwest corner room. Because if we can successfully get there and take him out, then hopefully that'll make the rest of this easier.
Okay, so our shorter characters, who is a, what do you call that, warrior, or who's our most battle hardened?
Oh, that would probably be me.
Battle.
Okay.
What does that mean?
I think he should go first, and then somebody that can inspect for traps right up against him or right behind him, protecting him, looking for traps as we go.
Okay. I could always try and stealth in as well.
You can do that too.
Yeah, I have stealth too.
Okay.
What is your stealth?
Awesome. Yep, I have +6 stealth as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, that's supposed to be.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have 4.
Exactly.
That's
Okay.
acrobats
That sounds like a plan.
athletics and
So we could do that. We could try stealthing in, and since you have high investigation,
Dogs.
you could follow me looking for traps and everything along the way.
I
Your dogs-
left,
you left your
my
dogs at home.
rolls
Okay.
back at the thing.
Cool.
can let's do that.
Okay. So we have to do stealth checks, Andy.
Yeah, just give me 2 seconds.
No worries.
Glenn?
I'm actually gonna
So are
move
we rolling
the.
movements? Not to step over anybody. Are we rolling movements in this as we move along in this labyrinth or whatever it is?
No, the way it's essentially going to work is we're going to slowly work your way. I'm basically going to talk it through until you get to an encounter, essentially. I made that too big. Until you get to an encounter of some kind. And I'm going to modify the map, essentially, to what you can or can't see. So currently, you're on the outside of the cave. So right in here, this is a tunnel cave entrance. And so right now, you're not really standing there. You're actually further back. Where's my stick? You're technically way... I don't even know if you can see that or not. Anyway, you're way back here by like 100 feet. That's how long the cave is that you guys are at the entrance of. So, letting it play out, you guys have your marching order. So you're going first, slowly with stealth, to try to see if there's any traps or anything along the way. So, roll your stealth check.
D20.
Get D20.
16 plus
16.
6.
Okay. So obviously nothing sees you. And then do a perception check.
Oh wait, that was 19. Never mind. Sorry.
Either way you
perception
get
check.
it. Yeah, perception check.
And I have night vision too, so
15 plus
15?
0.
15 plus 0? Okay, cool. So you're able to make it all the way basically to this point. Again, undetected, no traps, no nothing. And you can see that the cave in front of you opens up. And... I've got the stick of the drawing. And you can see that there's this really deep crevasse that kind of just chunks around
Wow.
this.
Okay.
Really deep crevasse.
Wow.
And you can see that right here. Should I change colors? I'll just change colors. Fortunately, it's dry erase. So you can see that right here is a bridge,
Oh.
and there's another bridge further in.
Oh. Okay.
What else do we see on the other side of the room?
You can't quite see the other side of
Can't
the room
quite
yet.
see all the
Even
You
with
can
dark
just
vision?
barely see it.
So
he doesn't have
he
that
doesn't
vision.
have
At this point, wait, I do. I've got night vision up to 60 or dark vision.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, 35, 40, 40, 50, 55, 60. You can see that bridge, you can't see anything else.
Sounds about right. So at this point, what I'll do is I'm gonna signal to Jordal to follow me, like to come up to my position, because it's
Okay.
safe up to this point. I know.
Cool. Would you like to remain stealthy at this point, Jordal?
What are are you?
Yes, I want to know how I can tell how far my vision is.
I use a
Do you have dark vision as your vision?
So let's
Yeah, he does.
Okay, so yeah, you can, when you make it up to Kyle's point, you'll be able to basically see everything in this. Sorry, guys, it's over talking.
Oh, sorry.
You'll be able to see everything in this cavern or cave, basically as though it was like dusk.
Okay, so I just want to do an investigation on up to the bridges to ensure they're safe and there's no traps, and move up with them in stealth.
Okay, so you're up to him right now, basically right up to where he is. So do your investigation check.
Can't he move farther than that?
Yeah, I was gonna say we could.
He could, but he's just said moved up to him.
Okay.
12.
12.
12.
Bad today.
So as you look, you can see that the other end of the cave, you can definitely see what looks like the beginnings of, like the ruins or pre-made. It's stones essentially, like cut stone, hewn stone. And then on the other side of the bridge, you can see that more hewn stone. Right here like this to basically, oops, I did that wrong, that's fine. Like this. You can kind of see a passageway. So this is all hewn stone. This is all hewn stone. Like it's a part of the foundation of a building. Oops. Oh, it's all hewn.
So it's a raised area.
Say that one more time.
Is it a raised area?
It's all about the same level. Except for the ravine that splits right down the middle. It's a deep like crevasse. Basically it looks like where the earth had just cracked open and it drops down some feet. I want to say it's like 20 feet.
So I'm saying to all the others just tell them to move up to our position and maybe in any danger.
Okay. Okay. Whoops. No. Come on. We're experiencing technical difficulties here.
Apparently.
Okay. So, Althea, they all move up to your position at this point. And you guys want to do your stealth checks?
No, I just wanted to move farther in.
Yeah, I think we're safe for that point.
Can I move as far in as I possibly can?
So, carrying our same plan, can I continue to move up and do another stealth check? I want to attempt to get to the bridges because, Jordal, you didn't see any traps or anything, or have you gotten to that point yet?
I checked up to the bridge and he said he didn't say whether I saw traps or anything.
Okay.
You couldn't see anything based on your roll. Let's put it that way.
Okay. So,
Okay, maybe from my roll.
Correct.
so if you guys would like, we can continue.
With you.
We could continue doing the same slow push up. I can stealth in a little bit farther, maybe up to the bridges themselves and take a closer look.
Yep.
Okay, I'll go ahead and stealth check then. Maybe.
Okay. Do it.
And I'm moving up with him.
Dang it, I got 5 plus 6, so 11.
Okay. So as you move up, which you're basically moving up to the bridge but not onto the bridge,
Right.
you begin hearing in your head this low, gravelly, graspy, feed me.
Oh shoot. Okay, so I'm gonna actually retreat back to the group if I can, and tell them that I think I know where we're going and what this is.
Okay.
Can I push
So he
forward
falls
now?
back.
So I basically come
You are
back and I say, okay guys, so there's no traps on the bridge, but I think I know what this place is. I heard "feed me" in my head.
Good. So let's just feed it. I don't think we have to worry.
Do you guys think that we can, if we find this thing, do you think?
There we go. Reconnected successfully.
Why was that fantastic? What is wrong
Because
with
he
you?
purposely.
Okay. Can you hear us? We're back.
Okay,
Okay, yeah, sorry. Our internet crapped out, so anything that you may have heard in the process totally was not us.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Go get
Oh, so that's what that was.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And I just want those next with
Art's going to get money. I'm transferring money to this bank account. We ordered food, so we're just kind of settling the score real quick.
I want money. There's any
I
money.
want
I
sushi.
want money.
Yeah, so do I.
So we all.
Yes, I love Lucy too.
The problem is you guys get to see things that you're not supposed to see because you're here.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Oh, that thing. Oh. Actually, speaking of food, do you guys
Oh, that's
want
pretty
to order
talented,
something
actually.
for us?
You forget.
Andy's hidden talent.
You forget that I used to be an athlete.
I don't forget. No.
We just got married and I cook.
Apparently, very, very well.
Well, sometimes.
That's a plus.
That zucchini looked incredible.
Or you could just throw them rations.
That's what I said.
Yeah, so that was our goal, was that we could always try to feed him and avoid the fight.
Well, in the midst of all, can you guys hear me right now?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I totally put someone away from my phone. I didn't know if my headset had it. What in it?
What?
In the midst of all this, I realized that I need to check, make sure my blunderbuss is loaded.
You have to click the full screen again.
Say that one more time, buddy.
I needed to make sure my blunderbuss is reloaded because I didn't reload it after my last use.
I'll give you that as a free action.
Cool.
So let's just assume it was already done.
Just check the shorts, make sure they're not loaded too.
Seriously.
He's getting something. What are you doing, Peyton?
Getting something to drink.
Oh, you're in the kitchen. I thought you were in the back in the room.
Making beverage. Alright.
Alright, we're set. Sorry, people.
No worries. Okay, picking up where we left off. Kyle has just told you about this thing that he hears in his mind. He believes it's the Nothic. And he and you guys are attempting to figure out what to feed it such that it will hopefully befriend you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have 10 days worth of rations.
Okay. So go. Do you?
I don't know what I have.
I have 6 days worth of rations.
I would say everybody put 2 in.
Why don't you just start with 1 and see where it goes? Because why waste rations?
Well, we're gonna hand them to you, and then you can see where one goes. I'm gonna draw my bow and get ready.
You want? Okay, that's fine. I'll take the risk.
Actually, you know what? I volunteer.
I'm the only female in the group.
I volunteer as tribute.
No, I volunteer. I have resistance to fear.
Well, you're so small, you might not be perceived.
What did he just say?
He has resistance to fear.
No, what did the other one say? He said you're so small you won't be perceived. That's so true.
Yes.
It's true. He's so small he won't be perceived.
Hey,
as a
he
threat.
has good stealth too. Yeah, I vote Peyton
Andy,
definitely.
just put a new one on and stop messing with the old one.
Yeah, I'm brave. I have advantage on saving throws against being frightened.
Sweet. Okay, I'm down with that strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah, magic
sacrifice
resistant.
the halfling. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. guys.
Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Can I stealth up? Can I do like a stealth check to try and follow him, if I may? Just in case.
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna
you
try
do
to sneak
whatever the
up.
heck you want. Like
Okay.
this is your adventure, guys.
Sweet. So Peyton, I'm gonna try to stealth like behind you, just in case things get a little hairy.
Alright, so we sneak up to this, what is it called again?
The
Nothic.
Nothic.
Navik, there we go. We sneak up to it with a handful of rations, hoping to only feed it 1.
Yes.
So,
However, we still don't really know what room it's in yet. We just know it's nearby.
yeah, you don't know where it is.
Keep moving
okay.
forward.
Okay, so I say we just move up as a group. I'm ranged with a bow.
Okay.
You're walking up, and then he's behind you, backing you up.
Okay.
She's with me, I'm guessing.
So, checking the map, I want to lead us just to the big door on the,
You're gonna go completely across the bridge? Or,
No.
we'll do, I
he's
just
saying on the north side of the room.
the north side of the room, there's a doorway between the 2 doors at the end of the
We
Correct,
need to
right?
go all the way to the northwest corner of this cave to find Glassstaff.
Okay,
So funny.
How does that work?
so let's work our way that way.
Oh, I know. I don't know how it's
So
flipping like
he's
that.
saying
Like, this is so
northeast
weird.
corner.
Yeah, I don't know how it's flipping.
Oh no, that's fine. I was just wondering the door location. So you want to check the door, Peyton,
Northwest corner is.
Well, this is a hallway
Where's
right
the
here.
northwest
or the
corner?
hallway?
That's a hallway, but what's this other side? Over, yeah, that, what's that?
It's just an
Also
opening
east
into a
side.
room.
What's the compass, Andy?
This is north, where the duck is.
Okay,
Okay. This is west.
Is it?
okay.
Yes.
Hey, Peyton.
Wait.
Yes, it goes clockwise. Never
That
eat
should be
soggy
east.
waffles.
No. Hold on. Allison's right.
This side is west.
I made the dumb.
No, it's okay.
No,
Just
no.
leave it as it is.
I did dumb. Okay. Because this is south.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I did the dumb when I drew it. I didn't think about that. This is south. You guys were traveling north. So yes, that is north at this point. So north, south, east. Oh, that is
Okay.
east though.
Mhm.
We'll put them like right there.
No, it's not.
No.
No. Oh, this is east, and that's west. Sorry, that was my apologies.
All good.
That was-
So let's take it northeast towards the big doorway?
So north.
Yeah.
This
I
one?
thought- That sounds good.
Yeah.
Northwest people.
So you're gonna keep traveling up and around here this way, right?
But that's the west
Yes.
side. You just said down there.
I know he said
He's
east,
saying
but to him it's
northwest.
east.
He
But
wants
it's
to stay on
west.
the northwest wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants
we're
to
good.
follow the northwest wall northerly
Sounds good.
Okay, so as you
and
guys
not cross the
begin,
bridges.
to wait, did I do this wrong? I did, because Allison's character. Oh,
Is
no,
the
they
one
are
with
back
the
here.
sword.
So you guys move up to about here. Allison or Althea and
Area.
no,
Uh,
Jordal. Get you about there, and again, you all now start hearing food. Feed me, foul things. But again, you guys don't really see anything yet.
Can I think in my head to see if it hears my thoughts?
Problem is, no one ever asked that question before, so let me find out.
That's good. You gotta think outside the box.
There you go. Oh, wait.
You guys there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're here. Yeah, I asked if it could hear my thoughts by thinking.
It's a little bit.
He's just
Okay,
he's just
so
looking.
do a
Oh shoot, it can.
deception check.
Okay.
I know it's a deception check.
Deception.
Yeah, do a deception check.
D20.
Yeah, D20 with
What's your
deception.
plus on deception, Kyle?
+4. So I got a
That's
14 plus 4, 18.
And what were you trying to think again?
18.
What would you like to eat?
What would you like to eat? I probably should have had you do a persuasion check at that.
Okay, I'm back.
So I can do another roll.
Pooped out.
What was your roll on that one you just did?
18.
Okay, we'll just
One mine.
I am wondering.
Okay.
You hear
Each
the
time.
food.
That's all it says.
What do you say, food?
He wants food.
Food.
So hold on.
Tell
I
him
asked the
about
question.
food
I missed the answer to it because I lagged out.
Okay, then I'll tell her I
Is it
have
reading
food
his
for
thoughts?
Yes.
It is reading his thoughts?
Yes, because he rolled an 18.
you. Yeah.
Okay. So,
But it doesn't seem
does it really
intelligent,
want to...
like in
Don't say that to him.
form. Oh yeah, true. I can't think that.
You're not gonna want to say that.
Okay, so what I'll do now is say, guys, I think it can hear me. It's asking for food. What should I ask it?
Have a sandwich.
Ask it where it's at.
Ask it where it's at.
Ask him where it's at.
Okay, yeah, that's true because we need to figure out where it is to feed it. So what I want to do is, I'll start by asking where it's at. Where are you? Is what I'll think to see if it replies.
Do a
Maybe. It's not the notes in the room.
True, true. Or I could ask, what is food to you?
Just
Then
tell
you
you
know.
have
Do
food
a
to.
I have food for you.
That's what I'm saying. Like we have.
do a wisdom check.
Okay.
Like or no, I guess it's a
Hold on.
constitution. Do a constitution check.
D20.
Because we could try to take big here.
15 plus 2, 17.
Okay. So it starts cackling again when you ask it, where it is. And it's like, wouldn't you like to know, you who lost the precious dagger?
What?
Oh, okay. Well,
So it's pretty deep inside your head.
That's it cackling, by the way.
Okay.
Can any of us? Can any of the rest of us hear?
guys,
Nope. He's the only one that can hear it right now.
I'm gonna I don't think I should be the one to feed it.
And devise a plan.
I don't think I should be the one to feed it. I
Okay,
think
I'll
I'm gonna
do
hold the rear with this one.
Okay, I would suggest that we go and slaughter something or catch something to feed it.
Well, he hasn't even tried to feed it yet. Like,
But wait,
just
I do want to
communicating.
think something to it though.
You can do whatever you want.
You're saying we should go in and find out what it is?
We know what it is.
My thought is, yes, I lost it, but it will be mine again. Do you happen to know where I might find it?
This is your thought. Do you want them to know that that's your thought?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
I'm assuming. Okay. Oh shoot. You know what? It's the Nothic. So you all now hear. Feed me and you'll find out.
We have to feed it. Let's go get it food.
So
I
at
like
this
her
point, you see emerging from the shadows of this corner a giant one-eyed Nothic.
Oh gosh,
Fall over.
that thing looks crazy. What the heck is that?
It's a
Careful.
Nothic.
Wait, hold on. I just gotta show him this real quick.
Turn it a little bit.
I can see that.
It's not actually a Nothic, but it's what I'm using to represent the
That's
Nothic.
crazy looking.
Gotcha.
Why would big hands you have?
Again, the cupboard is filled with cackling laughter.
Yeah, don't forget he can hear your thoughts, guys. Don't piss him off.
How wide is the gorge?
About 10 feet. Yeah, about 10 feet wide, 15 at the most. And it's about 30 feet deep. I'm sorry, 20 feet deep.
20 feet?
Yeah.
I rolled to run and jump over this thing to get away from that.
So I take it that's paid.
You're standing next to a
Okay.
bridge.
If
No,
you
I don't-
want
I
to
don't-
jump, you have to do an athletics check.
He's got such.
Oh, is it athletics or is it acrobatics? If I do a flip over, is it acrobatics?
Well, you have to do the athletics check first, and then you have to do the acrobatics check to see if you succeed in the front flip.
Okay. Let's fucking go, boys. Alright, so for my athletics, I'm rolling a d20, right?
Correct.
I rolled a 9.
Oh my god.
What's
And
your
then
point?
roll your you'll roll your acrobatics.
My acrobatics, I roll a 4.
Oh no.
So
What's your
so your character, you turn and you take off full tilt sprint towards the let's see, which one am I using? You take off full tilt sprint for the ravine. You jump and initiate the front flip, and you kind of trip over your foot and you fall all the way down. And you take 3 damage from the fall. And now you are laying prone. You're laying down inside the ravine.
I had a question for the DM.
Yes.
What is initiative?
Initiative comes into play during combat.
Do you have fate points in this?
I have the ability to award fate points, yes, but I have not awarded any yet.
Okay, so they're not preset.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
what are we doing here?
Well, Peyton just tried to jump across a ravine and failed. So he just took damage. He took
But epically,
3 damage from the fall.
Okay.
I don't know why he was trying to jump over there, but he decided that he would try to look cool.
Can I just go up to the thing and feed it?
Yeah.
Because nobody's doing that.
Okay. So you walk
I'm
up.
gonna draw my bow over.
Wait, can I stop her and ask if I might be the one to
You're
to feed
live
it?
on YouTube, Andy.
Sorry.
Wait, can I stop her and
Do
ask?
whatever you want.
May I be the one to feed it?
Hurry up.
Okay,
then.
so I grab the rations from her and I take her place and I go up to it and think to it
That's the halfling.
and say, "This is what you have requested."
So it kind of looks at the food, like, you hear graspy, gravelly, kind of processing.
Yeah.
He reaches forward for it. He takes it. This is good. So he then kind of falls back into the dark recesses of the cave. He's going to go this side though. He's kind of
Okay, so he's out of my way.
goes over there.
And then
Let's push forward.
Hey, I need to retrieve Hayden's character. So do I? Can I
Yeah,
drop
he's
down
still
the rope?
Yeah, give me 2
Let's
seconds.
push forward anyway.
Forgetting me.
I have no compassion. I'm a noble high elf.
yeah,
That
she is
even
very-
though I think of myself as equal with everybody, I have no compassion for stupidity.
To be fair, he was a big monster coming out of the shadow.
That's
I
true.
thought you were supposed to be immune to fear.
Exactly. Hence stupidity.
There's a very big difference between fear and common sense.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Oh, hey, but I
Usually both of those go hand in hand.
I really hoped you would succeed that joke.
Stupid.
Okay, does anybody have rope other than me?
I
I
have
have
rope
rope
down
down
here.
here. What I was gonna say, I was gonna drop a rope down.
Okay. So
Okay.
if you guys have rope, then you do. I'm not.
Yeah, he did have the rope.
If you
So
have
I'm
rope-
dropping it down to him to pull him up.
Okay, so do a
Hey, leave that open.
strength check to see if you can lift him out.
A which check?
Strength.
Strength check.
Strength.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So for the strength check, what does he roll?
A
A
D20.
D20. And every check is a 20.
Oh, okay. So you got 17 plus 2.
Okay.
19.
And then Peyton, what's your passive perception?
Passive perception is. Hold on,
0.
I
can't see him here.
That's because you're in a crevasse.
My natural.
No, everybody's high.
No, passive is perception,
Right.
right? So
Yes.
that's
Perception, yeah.
Thank you.
14.
Okay. So right as you grab the rope and you're tying it around your waist to be hoisted out of there, you see out of the corner of your eye a chest snuggled up underneath one of the bridges, the southern bridge.
No way.
Is that new?
No,
That's awesome.
Is that something that I got the first time around?
no.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a place you would think.
So you have about 6 seconds before you are very roughly hoisted out of this thing.
Wait, I see something.
What is
You're
it?
bad.
And I say that I can't hold him long, but I'll try.
I pull out a torch and investigate.
Okay. So you can, as you get closer, you can see that there are it's inscribed with what looks like it's a battered wooden chest that is kind of has the symbol, what almost looks like a claw of a hawk, that's black.
Okay.
Does it have handles?
Does it have handles?
It does, yes.
Tie the rope to the handles and drop back down.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna tie the rope. I'm gonna grab it, bring it down with me, tie the rope to it, and have him hoist it up first.
Okay. So do your strength check again, Jordan.
Okay. Will do.
That's it.
11.
Okay. So you're able to hoist the chest all the way up. It's a fairly large chest. You're able to get it all the way up to the top, and then I'm assuming you throw the rope back down for
Aragon.
Okay.
Aragon, right?
And rolling again on strength, right?
Say that one more time.
I'm
And
rolling again on strength.
Correct.
$18.
Okay, so when you go to hoist the halfling up, you kind of yank a little bit too hard, and he goes, "Blah!" And he kind of flops up because he's really, really light. So he kind of flops up and lands prone up on the top of the edge.
There you go,
It's
little
a
fella.
halfling. You didn't need an 18 to get that one.
I didn't mean to do your pancreas, but
Okay.
gonna inspect the chest for traps.
Okay.
Smart.
There are no traps or anything. It's not even locked.
Wow.
Okay, we're gonna pop that bad boy open.
Cool. All right, our logistics officer, are you ready to logistics what's in here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she needs to write down what you guys are taking from it.
Let's
Go ahead.
So when you open it, you see 160 silver pieces.
Hold on.
Okay, we'll take.
Well,
Well, no, we'll see what's on there first.
124. Okay.
120 gold pieces.
Wow.
That is 180. Okay.
5 malachite gems
Dang, nice.
that are 15 gold pieces each. Unless you use them for spells and stuff. I don't think anybody here does spells.
Right,
But
right.
that would be considered one of the gems that you can use.
How much are they a piece?
15 gold each.
15 GP. Okay.
Okay, I have one more question. 160 was what?
It's okay. I got it all written down.
Silver.
2
Okay.
healing potions.
Yeah.
And a scroll of augury.
What's that?
Okay, so I'm going. Oh, she's got it all done, right?
Yeah, I'm taking all the notes.
Do we take what we want out of it?
Hold on, that's
Okay,
not
we're-
everything.
We're taking everything out of it. What
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Okay,
Okay, I'm just making sure that we can carry what's in there.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. There's no carry capacity.
We're not doing any encumbrance.
Yeah,
in this
not
game.
not for now because it's just not worth it yet. So at the very bottom of this chest, there's a long sword in a silver chased scabbard. The sword is inscribed with the name Talon, and its hilt is worked in the shape of a bird of prey with outspread wings.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's
I like it.
And so it's a. You have a longsword, right, Allison?
Yeah.
What is your longsword?
It's a 1d8.
No. Read all of the stats, like your hits plus.
Oh, it's a +2 hit point and a 1d8 slashing, and it's martial and versatile.
Okay, so this longsword would be a +5 to hit longsword, and then it's a 1d8 with slashing.
It's a 1d8 for a one-handed, but it's a 1d10 for a two-handed.
Correct. So this one would be a 1d8 +4 one-handed, and then
1d10.
a 1d10 +6 with two-handed,
Okay.
with the +5 to hit.
Right, and it's also a martial and versatile,
Yes,
obviously.
Nice.
it's a longsword.
Okay.
So those are that sword's stats.
Right.
That's awesome.
Does
Does it say like if it's
Does it belong to
uncommon?
somebody?
do an intelligence check on it?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. 10.
Wouldn't it be a
9,
history
I have
check?
-1.
Yeah, it would be a history check. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can kind of vaguely remember that it belonged to somebody named Sir Aldith, who was a great knight, who actually who was from Transcender. I'm sorry. It once belonged to a great knight named Aldith Transcender, who was that's what this place is, Transcender Manor.
Oh.
And he was known as the Black Hawk. You recognize the sword, and you can kind of now you recall the lore of that you piece it together.
Wow.
And Sir Aldith died fighting off the orcs that attacked through the hidden caverns that you just came through. And Talon was lost here until the Nothic had found it. So the Talon is the name of the sword. It was lost here until the Nothic had
That's
found
awesome.
Okay.
it. And then
Well, I'm
the
not.
party gets 500 XP for
For the Nothic encounter.
for the Nothic encounter.
Wow.
Okay, so that is 125 each.
Yes.
Okay. So everybody is up to 143.
Including me or everybody else?
Yes.
Everybody except for Kyle. He's the only one who has 18 extra experience points. So what did I just say? 143.
140?
Yeah.
45?
Oh, 1.2.
Did you do a stat sheet for the pigs?
I did.
And do they get XP?
No.
Okay.
They're a tool like your.
I thought the dogs got XP.
Dang.
No, the dogs are not going to get XP. They're a tool. It's used.
Well, then why
Okay,
would you
who's
tell
the
me
smart
that
one?
as they level up, they get an
Well,
extra?
No.
extra
As you get more wolves. If
Oh,
you get
oh,
more
oh,
wolves,
oh.
you'll get that.
Okay, got it.
XP.
Never mind.
He's actually under.
Yeah, I'm not much one for swords. I prefer the smaller kind. So.
Well, I only have the starting scimitar.
Oh.
What are you proficient
Isn't
in?
a scimitar a pretty
Yeah.
It's a long sword.
weapon?
It's a longsword. Yeah.
Well, it's a sword, but it's the one that curves like that, right?
Yeah, it has that cool little.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Like
Like
elves
elves
use
usually
it.
use they didn't have an elven sword, so I just
picked
took scimitar.
Oh, I can give you an elven sword. We can make that happen. Wonder of homebrew games.
No,
I want that sword that I just found.
Oh, okay. Do you have martial weapons as one of your abilities?
I believe that's what he was talking about.
Okay, hold on. In order to help, let me pull it up. Let's see.
Yeah, I didn't print theirs out before we left the house.
That's okay.
I
I
have
have
martial, finesse, and light.
Yep, perfect. So yeah, you're able to wield it.
Awesome. Well, I vote the new member.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Awesome.
So do you need it stats one more time so you have the info?
Yes.
for it?
Yes,
please,
please.
I'm
I'm
writing
writing
it
it
down
down
right
right now.
Okay, it's a +5 hit point.
So that means that when you roll the d20 to see if it hits, you add 5 to the d20 roll. So it's a +5 to your attack roll.
Attack, sorry, yeah. And then, are you ready?
And
Yep.
yep,
Okay, one hand is a 1d8 +4. And two-handed is a 1d10 +6. And who found that?
Okay.
Aaron?
okay.
Yeah,
Peyton.
Me
Me
and
and
Hayden's
Hayden's
character.
character.
So who's taking it?
Jordan.
Jordan.
I am because he doesn't have
Okay.
martial.
I honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, I can't tell the difference between your voices. So you sound very similar. So I don't know who's talking at a time.
Well,
Well, he discovered the chest on the way up, but we collectively gathered it. So, but as a group, we all got the
reward.
reward.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's a nice sword.
Yeah.
That sounds super.
Yeah, very nice. Sorry.
So we technically defeated that foe
Through
through kindness?
Yes.
Wow.
Hmm?
Oh, Andy.
Hey, can I ask a question? You can maybe roll like dice for this one. How much health would that thing have had if we tried to fight it?
A lot.
Roll an insight check.
I would have shot at the eye first.
Insight?
Yeah, do insight.
Okay, pulling it up right now. I'm bouncing back and forth for this Discord. Insight, D20, roll now. 12.
Plus what?
You know
Well,
that
I
it
rolled-
is definitely
Plus
more.
12.
Are you still there? So you
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
I'm
that it's more than anything you've ever fought this far.
Okay. I'll take that. So it was at least 12 HP. It's
It's probably gonna be hundreds.
No?
No?
No,
No, I'm saying the creature.
Oh, my phone.
They take a lot.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Like crit stacks or something.
USDC?
Yes.
Do you want to go get our
Yeah.
cord?
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
All
you
you
get-
have to do is say
I got it. Thank you. Oh, it's got it there. Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
the game is on pause for 30 seconds.
Roger that.
You guys get food or something?
No.
Just grabbing a charger.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm probably not.
Kyle's phone's dying, so
The blue one is the C.
Mine's the
I
sun.
think you just need to plug it in.
It's right here.
Thank you.
Okay.
I hate it. I have short.
So I'm sorry. What did you say you were looking for? I thought you guys were trying to do a roll for something.
You just did it. You wanted
No,
No,
to
he wanted to see what it would take to defeat it. I said that I would try and see the eye first,
Since
since it only has one.
Oh, that's what you choose for. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not fighting it though, so.
No, he's gone. He's out.
Right, he just wanted to see if he could try and beat it on his own.
Right.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
told him it was probably hundreds of points just to do
Yeah,
it.
no, it's more than anything you've ever fought up to this point. And, yeah, you don't know any more specifics other than that.
That's fair.
I just know in our old session, we went up against the dragon, and we had 6 in our group, and the one that defeated it was a halfling by stupid luck, shooting his bow and falling off the rock at the same time. But he rolled like doubles 4 times in a row for the critical kill.
Yeah, that's basically how you defeat a dragon. Is dumb luck.
Okay.
Crazy.
Um.
We whittled it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
are we
awesome.
ready to push forward?
Yeah, so as of this point, there are technically 3 exits that you can actually see of sorts. You pressed forward. So about right here, there's another, like this. There's another, whoops, I did that wrong. A hallway that goes off this way. There's a hallway that goes off over that way. And then in this room, you can kind of make out, it's kind of like some kind of a storeroom with like barrels and crates and stuff.
Well, that's.
I would say we all investigate, but check the traps.
You and the traps. There's no traps.
Okay, so you're in.
Just
So,
throw the halfling in front and let him get the traps. If there are,
The first
we'll
rule
get
I
the
learned
traps.
in D&D was always check traps.
yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me
Okay.
extend this really quick. Because this technically goes about
I thought we could go straight
So which
across
room-
this
room-
way.
yeah,
like there. You have to cross the bridge if you're gonna do that.
Okay,
He's kind of
so
like teleported across.
He's a creature, a Nothic creature, so he crawled down, crawled back up, and then whatever. So what are you investigating, if anything?
I would say this. That's where the duck is, right? That north storeroom.
Yeah.
Correct.
I would say we should check that, or we can check the one closest to us and then check it.
check the storeroom.
I say we check the small hallway first so we don't walk past it.
Okay.
Oh shoot! Hold on, before you guys go any further. I'm trying to recreate what I am given on here too.
Okay,
So I'm sorry, there is one more doorway
It's 2 to 1. What do you
right here.
Doorway or storeroom?
Check that on the way out.
Well, I want to check the storeroom, but I just want to see.
Because we can always come back to the
Right.
hall.
Yeah. Let's do the storeroom first, and then we'll come. We could always come back and check every exit.
Okay.
Okay.
3 to 1, storeroom wins.
Storeroom is. It's assuming this is a
Cross
democracy.
the bridge, go to the storeroom.
Cross the
Well,
bridge.
if
go to the
there's
storeroom.
not,
30
then
minutes.
the swords are coming out.
Yeah.
So you're crossing this bridge, right?
Yes.
Yes, but inspecting it first, making sure it's safe.
Okay. Do a perception check on it.
Which one? Perception.
Whoever said they wanted to do the check on it first.
6.
I rolled a 6.
Okay. Then yeah, so it's very sturdy, very sound. You don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Hey,
Let's go check the storeroom, guys.
Okay. So you guys walk off and you go into the storeroom.
Hallelujah.
Now what?
What do we see?
Well,
I'll
let
say-
me tell you what you
So,
see.
do we need an investigation or perception check?
The area here has been finished with dressed stone block walls and a flagstone floor. Several barrels are stored against the walls here, along with a number of empty crates. Straw for packing, hammers, pry bars, and nails.
Pry bars.
Pryers and nails. Yeah. That's what you can see so far.
Investigation.
Okay, I would maybe do a closer investigation to walk through, I guess.
Okay. So who wants to do that investigation check then?
Me.
Okay.
Okay, you can.
19.
19. Okay.
Wow.
Well, I rolled a 15.
Oh, okay.
Investigation.
So
is
as you're looking in here, you can tell that nothing in here is of real value. There's like 30 beaver pelts that are worth 2 gold each. But the thing that really draws your eye is the flagstone.
Oh, 30 beaver pelts.
30 beaver pelts. Yes. I mean, you don't have to pick them up. You don't want to just yet.
I know, but I'm just writing it
But
down. I don't-
in this corner of the room, right here, you can tell that the flagstones don't quite line up
Can I
with the rest of
investigate?
it.
Can I investigate that closer to see what it is?
Well, essentially, you can tell that it's definitely some door of some kind.
Okay, let's go through the door. Okay, wait. How much were the beaver pelts again?
2 gold pieces each.
So it's an open door?
No, it's a closed stone that by passing, it looks just like the rest of it, but upon closer inspection, you can tell that it's definitely a door of some kind.
Question is, can we open it?
Yeah.
I would check it for magic and traps.
Just do it.
Okay. So yeah, there's no magic or traps. There's no magic on this one. There's nothing there. I'll just give it to that one because Allison's getting a little frustrated.
I'm not frustrated. I'm just stop with the traps. You already checked
So it
like
opens
15
up
times.
into. Okay, so what you see is it opens up into a hallway. I'm trying my best here to make this look somewhat decent here. So it opens up into a hallway. There's a door right here, and then there's another door at the end of the hallway.
Wow.
Can you put that camera down?
Yes.
What did you say?
We need to aim the camera down because they're not able to see it.
There. Got it.
Can we? Whoa, there's so many of us.
Yeah. I'll
Can
stay.
2 of us go to one door and 2 of us go to the other door and both like barge in at the same time?
Sure.
Yeah.
Up to you.
You guys up for that?
I'm down for that.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, you take one door.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
draw both my swords.
Z.
Hey, I
and
put Z on my shoulders, or I put Aragon on my shoulders, and he has a bonus.
do a straight check.
Turn the down for it.
Okay,
Okay, it's on these shoulders.
Oh my god, I got a 1! Dang it! So, in your attempt to heft him onto your shoulders, you smack him into the ceiling,
Oh,
just into the low ceiling, and Aragon takes 6 damage, bludgeoning damage.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so before we go through these doors, because he's down to 2 health, I'm gonna go over and do my what is this called? Lay on hands and give him 5 health back. So you're back up to 7 health points right now.
I'm sorry, little buddy. I guess I don't know my own strength.
Okay, so now that my face is bruised, bloody asshole.
I'll make it up to you.
Hey, this is a clean channel.
Yeah, check your language.
He's like, okay, buddy, just go get yourself a juice box. Alright.
I'll take point Z. You guys are ready?
Yep. I'm
So,
ready.
so just to reiterate before you guys do any busting through, right now,
barging in.
Kyle's character, Z, and Aragorn and his 2 trusty pigs are at this door, and Althea and Art's character, Jordal, are at this door. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure you guys are looking right. All right.
Yeah.
So I guess Shane, or not Shane, Kyle, your character plus whatever his name is, Aragon, do a strength check.
Oh no, not this.
So
again.
one of you do a strength check, but then add both of your modifiers to it.
I'll let him roll.
So both of you roll a d20. So I'll just give you the advantage on it.
7.
And then what did you roll, Peter?
Huh.
Okay, so 7. What's your strength modifier, Kyle?
+1.
So that's 8. And then what's your strength modifier?
We probably didn't even open the door, did we?
After this, I'm gonna bring his. I'm gonna bring his up on the computer so he can see it.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's a combined total of 8. And then, so, hold on, let me get my notes out so I got this right.
I thought it was +9. You rolled a 7 plus his
Yeah,
+1.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
that's what I said. So they got 9. And then, so Allison and Art do the same thing. Roll d20s.
I got an 8.
Okay. Art, what's your d20?
Oh,
Oh, you're right, sorry.
Bring it up the other page.
Okay,
I rolled
a
a 13 and that
drag
drag that side.
Okay, so you roll a 13. What's your strength modifier, Art?
I'm
I'm moving the thing over. His strength modifier is 17 total.
So 17, and then Allison, what's your strength
17.
modifier? 0? Okay, so you rolled a 17. Okay. Alright. So, where's the thing I've been missing? So, Allison and Art, you bust down the door, and it opens up into a room. 10, 20, oops, it's too much. 20. Oh, this is not going to go well, is it? It's okay. So you bust out into essentially another room. I'm just going to say that it's technically right here.
Okay.
And you see, like, coffins
Oh wow.
that are right here, lining right here. With.
Wait a minute. I
Hold on.
have this
Hold on.
thing. What is this?
Oops, there's one coffin right there.
So 3 coffins?
3 coffins.
Nice. That's awesome.
I'm trying, guys. So, 3 coffins. Okay, so you barge through the door and you see 3 large stone sarcophagi stand within the dusty crypt, and propped against each sarcophagus is a human skeleton clad in bits of rusty mail. False columns along the walls are carved in the image of spreading oak trees, and the double doors on the southeast corner are sheathed in tarnished copper plates. So, I gotta make my drawing a little bit more accurate because there's stuff that I need.
Well, you don't have to put 5-foot walls around everything.
Yeah, I was trying to make it easier to see from their perspective. So it goes down like this. There's big double doors right here.
Jeez.
And the room kind of comes around like this. And there's technically, hold on. Yeah, and then up here, there's another door right here.
Okay. Okay, but we haven't made it like fully into the room yet, right?
Hold on. You busted through the door.
Well, I know, but I mean, the skeletons aren't doing anything, right?
So we're a step or two in.
So once you step in, the skeletons animate.
Oh, okay.
You can see the dust kind of falling off of them, and they turn to you guys, and they kind of just wait for a second. While that's happening, let's go back to Peyton and Kyle. So they use their combined strength. They're like, all right, ready? 1, 2, and they slam into the door, and it doesn't budge.
Ow.
But a loud, resounding bang is heard that kind of goes.
Oh.
Oh,
And
wow.
it resounds through.
I mean, it's good we didn't bust through.
So,
I say we eat this loss and go catch up with the others.
Yeah, I vote we go catch up with them.
okay.
Yeah.
Do a perception check real quick, Kyle.
And next time you pair up with
Okay. As you're about to turn, you see, like, on the bottom right-hand side of the door, there's a lock, and you can obviously tell that it's in the locked position.
Cool, I'll mental note that when we come back.
Okay.
Really?
So
You're
now
not gonna
you
just
got-
go through the door?
Well, you guys are gonna, like, we wanna
Yeah, but
see.
you don't know what we're doing.
Right, oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
It's up to you guys what you want to do.
Well, I say since that failed, we'll just look in there with them anyway.
So just come out anyway.
Yeah, we don't want to be embarrassed by what didn't happen.
Right. Okay.
It's only in there all are we in here?
We bust this door.
Oh, hey, no.
Some
There's
heavy
some enemies.
skeletons.
Okay. It's fine. Do you want something less hefty?
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, but there's no
Andy,
I don't have any other skeleton-looking
it's
creatures.
fine.
Okay.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Are we rolling for
So yeah, what are you
initiative
gonna
or
do? This is what you're encountered with. They come to your back. What do you guys do at this point? Because right now they're just kind of standing there doing nothing.
not? You guys want to take
We're
a break or
standing
want to
at-
leave and
We're
shut it
standing
down?
at a bottleneck, right?
Correct.
So I say we either move in where we can open combat, or we have them draw them into the bottleneck. If they're attacking.
Well, but do you want to go to combat or do you want to retreat and ignore this room?
I
think could I
these guys up.
since
Okay.
Usually there's a reward,
yeah, that's
for
true.
it, but
Then let's take them out.
All right, let's
there's
shuffle
no
in.
reward.
Okay, so do you guys want to take positions really quick first?
Yeah, I say we shuffle in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, shuffle in.
Because right now they're standing there.
Step in and push them back so the hobbits can come in.
Okay, so right now they're just standing there not doing anything. So I'm giving you guys a free action to push into the room however you want within 30 feet, well, anywhere in the room essentially.
Okay, let's just
Okay,
jump
I'm
around in
rushing
circles.
in
Yeah, so where would you like to go?
with my sword drawn
I'll go to
and
that corner.
attacking.
So you're going to be pushing into which one? Where?
The
Closest enemy, try and push him back to make room for the others.
So you're going to want to push up to this one to try to push him back?
Yep.
Okay. Allison, where do
Should
you want to
keep
go?
him coming around and
Can
get
I
the
just
other one.
kind of run over the coffins and go to the back corner?
Over here?
The other corner.
This
Well,
one?
what? I mean, just around the back of the back one. Yeah.
Right here?
that's
Yes, you can do that.
Okay.
Okay, then Kyle, where would you like to go?
The left guy, the one that nobody's at yet.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Peyton, where would you like to go?
I want to go right behind Kyle, or right behind Z.
Right behind Z. Like right here? And you got
Yep,
Next.
Okay, cool.
He's
Now-
hiding behind you. He's using you as a human shield.
Now-
Perfectly fine.
Roll for initiative.
No, sorry. Little bit right, so like, you know what I mean? Like behind him, but not directly behind him.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They want to hit both of half.
Yeah.
Kyle, roll for initiative.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
And then
Oh, actually,
I go
I
first,
rolled
right?
an
17
18.
plus to 19.
So what'd you roll, Allison?
An 18. I forgot that there was an initiative
Okay.
modifier.
And then Art, what's your initiative?
Roll.
16.
And then Peyton, what's your initiative?
9.
9. Okay, so Kyle is gonna go first, then followed by Allison. So hold on, let me redo this. Okay, so it is going to go Kyle, Allison, Art, then the skeletons, and then Peyton.
And the pigs.
Yeah, you got Kyle
The
with
pigs
you.
are a
Yeah.
tool that he can use.
Oh.
Just hope Kyle does some damage.
Alright, Kyle,
Come on, Kyle.
All right, let's
open
do
it
this.
up.
So I'm gonna actually do a double dagger attack on this one, so both into
Okay.
the same one.
Cool, so roll your attack.
For the hit, right?
Yep, so it's a d20.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I got a freaking 1. What is it with these ones?
Okay, so
Yeah, I know.
you, what?
Where's Shane?
It's on him for not coming in.
Well, I mean, because
Yeah,
he said
where's
he was
Shane?
going to be here in 10 minutes, and that was 2.5 hours ago.
Oh, damn.
Don't know, and it's on him for
Okay.
missing. So, okay, so Kyle goes to attack, and he kind of trips over the coffin and kind of just falls on his face,
Oh my god.
and his daggers kind of get stuck
Oh
in
no.
the cross because it's a raised cross
Oh,
on this thing. It
God.
kind of gets stuck there. So now he's laying on top of the coffins with his daggers stuck, like twisted into the cross.
Oh,
Oh man. I knew I shouldn't have drank last night.
oh
yeah,
is
you do
it?
have disadvantage.
He's
don't you?
rolling.
Too
for
late. He's still
disadvantage,
rolling.
right?
Yeah. So that's Kyle's turn.
I guess that's his
All
disadvantage.
right, and then Allison's turn. Allison, it's your turn.
Okay.
That's why I said that. I was like,
I got a 9.
Plus your whatever your attack is. I need to know who
Oh,
you're
what am I
attacking.
doing?
Yeah.
I am going to take my longsword
Red
and
sword.
try and hit him.
Two-handed, one-handed,
Let's go two-handed.
two-handed, and what's your attack modifier plus? To attack.
+2.
Okay, so you rolled
So
a
I rolled an 11.
11. Okay. So you grab your sword with two hands, you swing as hard as you can, and the skeleton just kind of ting and deflects it up and over his head.
wow.
So Art, your turn.
This might be kind of crazy.
Okay.
This was like nice grab him out of the room.
No worries.
Okay, he's rolling. He rolled a 4. I'll do the
Okay, hold on. Before you do anything, I'm going to reiterate how combat goes. Firstly,
Okay.
I need to know who you're attacking and what you're doing. Because if you just roll a random attack, I don't know whether you're using your
I
long
was
I was
sword.
running
running
by
by
and I
and
rolled,
rolled,
so
kind
kind of left it. But
Anyways, let's give him this chance for this.
Hold on, I don't know if you guys are listening to me or not. I'm trying to explain the
Yeah,
order.
I
of how-
understand. You're telling me to
Attack
attack a
specific
specific
target.
target.
No, I know. I'm telling all of you how this goes because I can't keep asking, like, okay, what are you doing after you do a roll? You have to tell me what you're doing first before you do the roll. Because it technically matters. Because if you do something
Okay.
different, it may not require a roll.
Got you.
So,
So what happened with Kyle? Kyle?
Yeah,
he tripped and fell on his face.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna step over to where Kyle's guys and charge attack that guy with my new sword that I got.
Okay.
But it's a one-handed attack.
Okay.
Because I have two swords out. I have my short sword and my long sword out.
Okay, for your short sword, does it have the attribute of being light?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure. So, yes, you'll be able to do two separate attacks if you wish. 1 with each weapon.
Okay. So I am swinging the longsword first.
Longsword first.
On the
On-
skeleton in front of
On the
Kyle.
skeleton in front of Kyle. Okay. So roll for attack.
Wait, didn't you just move the wrong direction?
D8, right?
No, it's a D20.
Oh, it's a D20.
Yeah.
Okay. 14 plus
Working on it.
one-handed.
Oh,
I need to roll differently, don't I? Because it's a
No.
D8.
No, to start, when you roll for attack, you roll a d20 and you add your hit or attack modifier to it. So for that, I believe it's for your longsword.
It was
I want to say it's like a plus
19.
5 to
Yeah.
hit.
It's
19.
Okay, so 19 to hit. Awesome. So now roll for damage. You successfully hit. So you come around, you with one hand, you kind of do an uppercut right across him. So now you roll for damage. So for a one-handed roll, it's the smaller of the two rolls.
It's the 1d8 plus 4.
Yeah, it's a 1d8. It should be a 1d8 plus 4.
And
10. Nice. Okay, so you
I rolled a
kind of
6.
just do this uppercut clash right across its chest, and you kind of shatter the armor pieces that are on there, kind of chopping it off, and you kind of collect really deep into the skeleton, and you do 10 damage to it.
Nice.
Then, now it, kind of reeling from your attack, is going to return and attack with a short sword of its own. And so, what is your armor class, Art?
My
armor class.
Armor class 12.
12.
Okay, so it's going to kind of reach out with its short sword and just kind of hack you right on the shoulder. And it's going to chew through your armor and do 4 damage to you.
There should be a pizza.
Okay.
Wanna go grab it? Oh, oh, never mind.
Point.
Oh, he just like. Magic. I know. I was like, dang.
Okay, so Art takes 4 damage.
One more health point.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the next skeleton, which is going to be the one that was in front of you, is also going to attack you. But he kind of whiffs the air behind you as you're kind of running away from it, so it kind of whiffs. And then the skeleton that's in front of Allison is going to pull out a bow and aim for Kyle.
Oh gosh.
What's your armor class, Kyle?
12. I'm on the ground, man. Can't hit me.
Okay, so it's going to hit with, it's going to do 3 damage to Kyle. So he rolls back and throws an arrow and it goes right into your shoulder. Because you're kind of laying there.
He's the only one who's taking damage, right?
No, Art also took damage.
Oh, what did he take? Sorry.
He took 4 damage.
3.
Okay.
What was
Protecting the tricksy
Operative.
operative.
Mm-hmm. And that was the last skeleton. So now it is Peyton's turn.
I'm sorry.
So Peyton, it is your turn now.
I blast the shotgun that Art was originally in front of. So the middle of the 3.
Okay, so you shoot for that one. Okay, so roll for your attack. Roll the d20, roll attack.
Looking for my attack modifier real quick. The one that I had, that's trying to figure out what that's at. Real quick.
Is that your attack?
Yeah, that's my attack. But that's not it. So hold on, I'm looking on the website. When I attack, where's the, what do I add?
Hit. It should be called hit on your weapon.
So it's plus 3. Okay, so I roll a 6.
So plus 3 would be 9.
Yeah.
No, I rolled 3 plus 3.
Okay, so you aim up with your shotgun and you go and you fire off a round and it just barely nicks the guy's armor, but it kind of bounces off and you can kind of see all the different pellets shattering and sparking off of the wall behind it, doing no damage to the skeleton.
Okay.
And then it's back to Kyle.
Kyle, huh?
Now, mind you, you are prone now, so you don't have a move action unless you want to get up. And if you don't want to get up, you have to crawl, which means you move at half speed crawling.
Oh god.
And then if you crawl, you give up your action.
Well, if I stand up, that's one move action.
That's
right?
your move
Which means
action,
I can't
correct.
attack or something.
No, you would still be able
Oh,
to
You
attack.
okay.
get
Yeah,
one
I'll-
move and one
I'll
attack.
go ahead and stand up then.
Okay, so you stand up, and so you're going to use that as your movement.
Oh, there you go.
And then what are you going to do for your attack?
Well, let's try this one more time. I'm gonna attack the one that's still in front of
The one that's still right in front of you?
Still right in front
with
of
the
me.
double attack?
Do a
again?
double attack.
Okay,
Yeah.
so roll for attack.
Alright. 8 plus 4. 12?
And that's for both of them, right?
Yeah,
You're gonna go-
plus
okay.
4, yeah.
So you kind of reach, you stand up and you reach, you kind of have to go down because you're standing on this thing.
Yeah.
And when your swords kind of come across, the skeleton kind of jerks back a little bit, and your sword catches like its helmet, right? And it kind of goes ching, and it pops the helmet off of the skeleton, but doesn't do any damage.
Oh,
Didn't quite get deep enough,
well, at least we got its armor off a little bit.
right? So now it is Allison's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go again with my longsword.
Okay.
Freaking rolls, man, or 2.
And 19 plus 2. So I hit. Right?
Okay. So you come driving down with your long sword to hit it, and then roll for damage.
Okay, it's gonna be. Okay, or a d10. D10. Okay. And that is a 9 plus. I don't have a plus.
So you do 9 damage to that skeleton, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you come down, you kind of go shing, and you kind of chop its shoulder up a little bit, and you can kind of see that the bones are all disjointed now. And you do 9 damage to it.
Alright.
Okay, now it's Art's turn.
Okay, so were you saying that I had 2 attacks because I had 2 weapons out?
Yes,
Because I didn't get a second attack last round.
you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I did forget about your second attack.
Okay.
So what
So what
do
you
you
do here?
Okay, so
I'm gonna do my
double
double
attack in
with
with
the longsword first.
Okay. So roll your attack for your longsword.
Wait, I thought you couldn't do a double attack while holding a longsword because it's not a finesse weapon.
It's okay. For now, I'm
Okay.
allowing because he's wielding.
On the D&D Beyond, both his longsword say banana.
Well,
Oh.
Short sword.
it's the light modifier that'll allow you to dual wield it.
Which one?
So he's wielding his longsword in his
Martial
hand.
finesse
He's
light.
got the light in the other one, so he can do the one-handed attack with the longsword, and then he can follow
Okay.
through with the second one. Okay, so roll for attack for your longsword.
Okay.
15
plus
5,
that's 20.
Okay, it hits. So roll for damage.
I
I've
got an
got an
8
8
plus
plus
damage
damage
on
on
here.
here.
What I
What I
wrote
wrote
down
down.
plus 4. Or is it plus 6? Can you
Can you
pull the details up on that sword
sword
again
real quick? Because
I don't think we got a good light down.
No,
no,
one-handed
one-handed is
1d8 plus 4.
1d8
1d8
plus
plus
4.
4. Okay.
Okay, so it is plus 4.
So it's 12.
12.
Okay, so as you come across with your longsword, you kind of come hacking chop across it, and you cut the skeleton in half from helmet, like basically the collarbone, all the way down through the middle, and you kill that skeleton. So now you have another attack with your short sword. So this guy is now dead. And then what do you want to do with your short sword? Technically, the guy right next to you is still technically within range.
Okay,
Okay, then I'm gonna hit the guy
next
next to me to take a shot at.
Okay, roll for attack for your short sword.
Now
Does
does block,
like,
can I perceive
perceive
that he's going to attack next and throw up a block or a parry?
Is that
Um,
part of an attack or no?
No. You would have had,
Okay.
that would be your action
Rolling.
to do that, which meant that you wouldn't have been able to do an attack.
Okay, my
Okay,
short sword then.
Yeah.
What's that say?
I rolled an 8.
Okay. So when you kind of lash out with your short sword, You kind of just nick the armor in front on his chest. You don't do any damage.
Okay.
Okay, so then it's going to be skeleton number 1's turn. And so he's going to pull out his short bow and he's going to aim for Kyle.
Why are you always like me?
And it hits.
No.
5, 7 damage to Kyle. So he pulls back and goes swing off with the arrow in dead center chest.
Dang.
How much?
I'm down.
7 damage.
Yeah, he's down.
Okay, he's not dead though, he's just down.
Can you crawl?
No. Okay, so that was that skeleton's turn. And then the other skeleton, which is in front of Allison, is going to go. And he's going to loose an arrow, or he's going to try to shoot an arrow at Art. And he misses. So he pulls back, shoots, and the arrow goes wide and bounces off of the wall behind him. So now it is Peyton's turn.
How is a skeleton supposed to shoot an arrow? They can't see. They're a skeleton. They don't have eyes.
Magical. So Peyton, it is now your turn.
Okay. I use my movement action to reload.
Okay.
And for my attack action, I attack the skeleton standing in front, closest to me.
Okay. So roll your attack.
Roll an attack. 7.
Okay. So once again, you aim and you shoot, and it just swings wide and impacts into the wall behind it. And you do no damage to the skeleton. So now Kyle's down, so Kyle roll a d20.
17 for
That's a good
something decent.
Okay.
Plus what?
No, there is no plus.
Oh.
Okay, and now it's Allison's turn.
Oh yeah, because he's doing the.
I'm down.
He's doing his death saves.
Okay, 3. So
So I don't know what you're doing, so.
I was attacking with the longsword again. It's okay. I didn't hit anything. I got a 5 total.
Okay, so yeah, so Allison tried to go with her sword again, and she missed.
Man.
Okay, so Art, it's back to your
Not rolling
turn.
very well right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just one second, his phone is overheating. Hold on. Just one second. Check.
Yep, we can hear
There you go. Okay.
Okay.
Come on. No, just listen. I can't move you. So we're all just using my phone.
you. It happens, guys. Crappy rolls happen.
That's
No,
yeah.
My
My
phone
phone
was deciding it overheated.
No worries.
Okay, so it's your turn. Well, what are you gonna do? I am using my longsword on the skeleton in front of me.
Okay. So roll your attack.
$22.
Okay.
Nice.
So that hits, so roll for damage.
My sister advertising her graduation
An 8?
5 years ago.
Okay.
When she
So
was
you come
20.
across with your longsword,
Because she
and you
didn't
kind
graduate high
of
school.
do this this cross the chest kind of thing. It's almost like a clothesline, but with your longsword, and you chop it in half. So and it kind of just goes and falls over,
Nice.
killing that one. And then the remaining one, which is in front of Allison, is gonna then pull out its own short sword and do a spinning attack, and just try to attack Allison.
Wait,
That's
not
not
a second
second
attack.
attack.
Can I
Can I
reach
reach
anything?
anything?
It can reach Allison.
I
I
can
can
reach
reach
Alice, the skeleton in front of Allison.
Oh,
Second
Second
attack.
attack.
oh, your second attack. Yes, yeah, you can. I forgot about your second attack. So yeah, no, you
Okay,
still
can
have movement, so you're gonna be able to push up to that guy and attack him with your short sword.
Sure.
Yeah. So roll your attack for that.
10. 14.
Okay. So you come over with your short sword. You kind of do the stabbing attack. So and it hits. So roll for damage.
Nice.
5.
5? Awesome. So again, you can kind of do this twisting attack, and you kind of stab it, and then yank your sword out, and you can kind of see that it's got the bones and stuff on the inside are kind of broken apart a little bit, but it kind of comes back forward and is still in the fight. So now it is Peyton's turn. Oh wait, no, that was Art's turn. It's the skeleton's turn. No, I just did the skeleton's turn, didn't I?
Right.
No,
Oh,
it is,
no,
I'm
you-
sorry. I was finishing Art's turn. So then the skeleton now is going to do it like it's like this spin attack thing, and he's going to go for Allison behind him. What's your armor class, Allison?